Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Howdy, howdy, LBL. What is up? We're bringing you Saving Private Gray versus the Prognosticators. We Yep. That is. I think so. Grim was scaling is going jungle. Looks like so they're having their sub come in and going ADC, and Ice Sword is going support. Interesting. They definitely flipped the script here a bit. So I don't know where that Trundle's being banned to. Mordekaiser makes sense. Grim's a bit of a goat in the top lane, and Gray's top is their weakest member. So I think they're triple banning him. Triple ban top. Good. Yeah.
It when it should be better now. I forget when Dream swaps onto it, messes up the audio every time.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Well, whenever somebody else goes live, it swaps audio. Yeah. But
Well, perfect. It should be fixed now, and it sounds like it is. Sweet. Yeah, jumping back into this. I love the Xin Zhao pick. I think Xin Zhao is disgustingly strong right now, and I think if I was to pull up statistics, he's one of the top 2 junglers right now. I don't know how I feel about Sivir on Prognosticators though. Unless they're gonna like play around that ADC, that's one of the shortest range ADCs. I think it is the shortest range ADC. So I'll be curious to see what happens. Unless they go super safe and they're just gonna Q poke and whatnot and take advantage when they can, but we'll see.
yeah, I think maybe the thought process is just picks ADC that can clear waves, and maybe ISO Square and Scaling will roam around the map.
That might be right.
Kind of what I'm thinking. Then you have the Yasuo Zaps. Pretty sure that Zaps most played. It's just giving them the comfort.
Comfort pick, something that maybe he can take and snowball, or something that he's comfortable on the limitations of. He knows if he can kill the ADC when the knockup hits. He knows if he can't. I think there's some value in a comfort pick, but we'll see how the rest of this team comp goes around the Yasuo. The Xin Zhao's already a great pick with that. I believe also, doesn't Lulu R give Yasuo the ability to R
Yep.
if the players are on top of them?
There's
So
next to it.
okay.
The Prognosticators' last 2 bans were just those are throwaway bans. They're missing. They lose 2 bans rather. So those are just throwaway bans.
Okay.
Ray should be letting us know. Victor will be their 6th ban.
Their 6th ban. Okay. Booty, you're putting all your potatoes on the Prognosticators? Oh, you are. You're really going in. Now, why are you putting all your money on Prognosticators here? Is it the comp? Is it they're your friends? Because what I'm seeing so far is, honestly, you might be right. I think Cassante's disgusting. I think Karma's disgusting. Kane, kind of feast or famine. We'll see what form he goes, and then the Sivir is always a wild card. Oh, it's because you helped get the sub. Okay, that's right. That's why you have a personal investment. I see. Come out with a Kaisa pick here on Saving Private Gray. I think it fits well into their comp. They're kind of an odd dive comp. Let's see. Oh, the Kennen. Interesting. They have very little frontline. Maybe little pseudo frontline with the Lulu shielding.
I wonder if they're gonna flex the Cassante because Fangus is also a top laner. I wonder if they'll flex it mid and given the counter pick, and I think so.
Looks like it, yeah. Now my question is, does Cassante win that matchup mid lane?
The Yasuo, I'm pretty sure, right?
I think so
terrible for
eventually.
Yasuo.
I am aware though, late game, Yasuo gets, and I know they
Yeah.
buffed it, maybe last patch, the percent armor pen when he ults on crit. So we'll see.
That's fair. I just imagine early. I don't know how Cassante is, but man, I guess it could be a Jax mid too. Honestly, I don't know what's better. Those sound good into Yasuo early, and I don't know. I think maybe Cassante sounds a little bit better into Kennen.
I'm not sure actually. Here, I can give you some statistics rundown. Patch 15.9. We'll look at the Jax matchup into Kennen. Jax into Kennen has a 44.34% win rate.
Good.
And the Cassante into Kennen, I'll tell you that in a second here. Cassante into Kennen is even worse. Kennen has a 38.75% win rate into Kennen. So I think they probably want to put the Jax top lane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just running statistics, but and we'll see. So skill difference matters a lot here. I'm not too familiar with these players yet, so I don't know who's going to beat out who. But
I want to say Grim will probably be on the Jax. Play a little bit more Jax.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he can function both of them. Fangus, I'm not too sure about.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the comps here, Buddha might have something going for him. I mean, obviously he has a personal investment with the sub he got, but looking at the team comp overall wise, Prognosticators, I like their comp so much better. Cassante, even though he's a tank, is also a damage dealer, is also a carry. If they had Ornn or something, I would be a little more skeptical. Just saying, oh, you don't have as much damage or whatnot, but you have the Cassante that can be a carry. The Karma gives a ton of shield potential and carry potential. Jax is a damage threat. Kane can be a damage and a tank threat, and then Sivir's kind of safe-ish. Yeah, I'm a little concerned with the Gray, with Saving Private Gray. I mean, you have the Xin Zhao knock-up, the Lulu knock-up, the Yasuo knock-up, the Kennen stun, and you have a ton of combo potential. But if this game goes really late, I'm concerned that they just won't have the damage to one-shot Jax with the Kennen ult or the Yasuo ult, or the Cassante with both of those, or the Kayn with both of those. So I think I'm probably leaning here a little bit more towards the Prognosticators.
That's fair. I think the main thing is I'm curious how scaling will perform on the Kane. I don't know how much he's jungle. I'm pretty sure like a good few seasons ago back in the ELU, pretty sure Isis Square at the jungle for their team, and if I remember correctly, did not go great. So scaling's better.
Maybe put some time on that, practice that a little bit. I also think he has the opportunity to go assassin here. He has the Jax frontline, he has the Cassante frontline. The Karma gives both of those even more tanky potential. So he definitely has the potential to go blue Kayn here and one shot the Lulu, one shot the Kai'Sa, the Kennen. But we'll see. I don't know what he's gonna go.
I think Blue Kane isn't very good, and I think with the Lulu, unless he's getting like insanely fed, Lulu's just gonna polymorph him and just die. Blue
Just die.
Kane.
Yeah.
It's
I guess they could go the purple build with you go red Kayn and lethality.
yeah, a lot of
I know
people do
that
that.
that's been
That looks better.
pretty popular.
Yeah, for Xin Zhao, I don't think that's Gray's best player, their master player. I don't think it's really a great Xin Zhao game. They are blocking one range damage, so yeah, it could be. If he gets ahead, then it's fine. Be enough of a threat with the rest of the team. The difference. See, here's how the top lane will
Yeah, I
go.
mean, I think the only pick that confuses me here is Kennen. I understand it's great win delta into both Jax and Cassante, and I know they need the AP here, but
I don't know what all light plays. They already banned Mordekaiser, so really it's what, Kennen, Rumble.
I mean, I think yeah, maybe Rumble's a better pick here.
I
I'm
don't
not a
even know
top
if they
laner, so
play
I
both.
don't know, but
Maybe scared of playing like a melee champ in the top for him, maybe. Give him a
it could be.
range.
Yeah. I mean, with the
AP
Kennen,
matchup.
you have Lightning Ball, so you can just kind of leave. So
Yep.
should be interesting.
They are a little goofy, but I think their team fight's not bad. So
No, I think so too. I think they've got a lot of opportunity for a combo. Lulu, if Kai'Sa gets caught, Lulu R's, and then Yasuo can go R in, or Xin Zhao can, if somebody's picked out, Karma's going for a ward, or Sivir's trying to rotate up, or Kane's doing something he shouldn't be doing. Xin Zhao just dashes in, knocks him up. Yasuo comes in as well. That also gives the Kai'Sa the plasma, allowing Kai'Sa to R in. So, yeah, I mean, I think you have really good combos, but it has to be executed. And I don't know how proficient they are at doing that yet.
well, I will tell you, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all of them have played with each other a long time. It's one of those teams. So
Okay.
any of the teams in the league can do it. It's probably them.
In other words, we're weighing that experience pretty high here, and saying people who haven't played together, they don't really know their playstyles, they don't know how people are going to tempo, versus the people you have queued up Flex with, or you have queued up solo duo or norms with, that you're going to know a lot better and be more comfortable. So might be right. Yeah.
Does matter. How you communicate can be completely different when you
That's true.
go, besides first time.
You could also just do what I have opted to do and let my Masters player just play Puppet Master with my life, and I go he tells me to do, or where to go, and I play Scion mid if he tells me to play Scion mid. So could also just do that.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch all the game, but I think I was able to get halfway through the second game this morning. Yeah, saw man when I was inputting the stats, though, I was like, man, I will say you guys have some of the that your team had some of the coolest looking stats, I guess, that I've seen. I think it was the first game. All of you were like you were 1 CS up on Buck, and then Stonewall was 1 CS up on Arctic. You guys were all within
Wow,
like
those are
2.
very similar
You guys were like
stats. Oh yeah,
so close to each other in CS. And there's
we all yeah.
somebody's damage. Maybe it was Dinner had he had a 29-29-2 damage.
Hmm.
And then he
Might
had
be
in that same game he had
anomalous team.
229 CS. Something with the 29. Dinner's favorite number, I don't know.
That is weird. Yeah, maybe he opted to stop farming and stop doing damage because he wanted to keep those numbers.
Yeah. Real close to the game time too, 28. 4
Huh.
minutes. First game was 20. He had 230 the first game. Man, got 1 extra farm.
Damn. Could have been actually that would have been wild. No, having
Yeah.
same farm 2 games in a row. That would have been crazy.
Could have been, but
Um,
sadly we're not on that timeline.
looking at this though, interesting. Fangus and Grim both have grasp, so this is like both scaling. They're both hard scaling then in that regard. I don't know how much he's gonna proc it on light, but I guarantee Fangus has at least triple the stacks based on zaps.
Yeah, I think
so.
if it's gonna be anything like we saw from Frosty's Jax, where you start the Counter Strike, you jump in, you stun, you get the auto, and then you walk away. So maybe that'll be the play. Just as soon as your grasp is back up, you just go in, get the stun, get the grasp, and walk out. We'll see.
Yeah,
This will be up to
I
sustain at that point. I mean, they do have
think
Doran's Blade, Doran's Shield, so that's any indicator.
I'm curious on. I don't know if you can show it in Spectator. Is it possible to view runes? Because I assume Jax takes second wind. Jax does take second wind. Okay. What about the Cassante? Does Cassante take second wind here, or does he take bone plating? Oh, he also takes second wind. Okay, so yeah, it's a battle of sustain in the solo lanes. Yeah. Well, starting off the lanes.
Yeah, they both
see what the farming looks like.
Saving Private Gray start Doran's Blade, and both he start Shield. And nope,
We're already seeing heavy trading in the mid lane.
missing that Q and getting hit. That's not good.
This is bad. He's missing the Q. I saw he Fangus canceled an auto as well. It's not looking good. Maybe that comfort pick is going to come in really handy here. Snowball zaps to freedom.
I know he's very comfortable. Play.
Yep.
And we had the banning against him.
See level 2 here. Lulu's beating up the Karma though, somehow winning that matchup. They're trading actually fairly even on a level 1 versus level 2 there.
Jack's getting the push in early.
Both junglers starting top side, pathing bot side. So we might see 3v3 in the bot lane very early if they're on that timer. But big trade from Light on the Grim there.
taking the tower shot, equalizing. And Zap's just not missing the tornado. It's the same thing as Salto with the lasers. Every time it pans up, seeing the tornado hit.
Oh no! In my Hui game that we
Oh,
talking about when I just
no,
couldn't dodge
no,
Victor
no, no.
E's in my life.
It was in the turbo draft. Vacant or not
Okay.
vacant. For Salto was playing into Victor. I think it was Bears Victor mid, and every
Oh,
time the
I
camera
see.
panned, I didn't see him miss a laser on Salto.
He did not.
I forget.
Frasalto picked up the Victor somehow and did not miss a laser on me yesterday. So
Dream also got hit by every laser. Must have Dream
maybe it's
fighting.
just Victor. We're seeing a 3v3 now here in
Fighting
the
in the
bot lane.
river. Knock up from Xinjiao. Now Isosquare's gonna have to flash out one shot. Gray's gonna flash over, get the kill. Duncan Boyles could be in trouble here, having to flash, missing the Q over the wall. Actually, can't Q over that wall. So already showing maybe role swapping to pretty much completely different roles for the both of them. Choice.
Yeah, no, that was a little scuffed. I do think Xin Zhao just wins early.
Well, yeah.
And I think if done correctly, Gray kites Sivir. As far as I'm aware, I think she's got 50 more range. So, I mean, I could be wrong in that regard, but
I mean,
that
Sivir
did not
or
look
Kai'Sa's
even
just gonna
close at
be
all.
like Xinjiao definitely wins super hard against Kane, and then he could be in trouble here. He's gonna get queued,
Ooh,
and he's just gonna die. So
ooh.
Longstride's gonna pick up the kill. Yeah, Kai'Sa's just gonna be better too because of the passive. Always just win early.
Yeah, that plasma passive actually does make a big difference early. It's a little disappointing we don't see that kill go over to Gray. I think we would see a disgusting Kai'Sa this game if that happened. But maybe it's actually beneficial with a little bit less tanky on the side of Saving Private Gray. It's possible that getting a little bit of gold on Lulu actually makes your shields a lot stronger, and therefore your team actually is a lot more tankier than you would expect. So
True. Gray's getting his advantage anyway. Duncan Boy is looking for gank top, flash out, flash forward for Grim. Gonna get the stun. Light will get slowed up, gets the stun, but it won't matter. Grim picks up the kill. Good gank from
um,
Mr. Duncan Scaling.
yeah, yeah. After a little disaster in the bot lane, I would agree with that statement. I don't know how well Jax does now. I understand that Wim Delta is still not in his favor, but cash injection seems decent.
Yep. TP him back. Light opting to save his TP. I think usually it's not that great to save your TP early because most of the time it's almost never worth it for a top to TP early. Play. Dragon's already there, so but won't matter. He's got the speed. Good trade on the Grim. Grim, both hitting 6 at the same time.
So
Stun's gonna come down. Let's see if Light decides to ult. Now he's gonna ult a little bit late.
I
See
think
if
Light
Grim
wanted
no
to ult
flash.
earlier. It almost looked like he was going in to ult there, and then he just didn't.
Yeah, I know he got stunned, but yeah, after it, well, it's gonna be a maybe it was calculated to save the TP because it's gonna be a trade of ults, and I mean Graham could still look for the kill. Zap's gonna get slowed up, ulted out by the Cassante, dasher through the minions. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Is gonna get the tornado up, but looks like they're gonna just let him walk away.
Brett, I'm a little surprised he turned around there, but he just does just get away with his life there. So that cannon poke though is becoming kind of oppressive.
Yeah,
You get that alternator, so the cannon Q hits for 200, and alternator stacking a little bit of extra damage on that. So
they're long stride top right now, so Grim's most likely just gonna be forced to back. His TP's bot lane and jungle all back at the same time now, so a little bit slow on the tempo, honestly. I know Scrubs isn't spawning for another 30 seconds, but I feel like they're kind of just in the slow on the plays here.
oh, we have a pause now.
Pause.
Curious to see what the issue is here, but
Little bit
I
laggy.
actually think that maybe they all did call for the reset there. That they all called Grubs and 30, and we're gonna send resources. We're gonna send Sivir top to clear wave, and we're gonna bring up Karma, and we're gonna contest this in the best way we can. So it's possible that that actually was a good reset, I think. But is it a lag issue? Is that what I'm reading in chat?
Yes, mid is lagging. I do
Okay.
know there are still some storms going on the East Coast. Could be a storm-related issue. Uh, they are sending Grimbot. Can't say I
Did
like
see
if
that.
yeah they're sending him bot now. I don't know if they win the 4v4 AC and support there. Like I think Gray's chilling. He could just stay bot. Just catch waves with Grim. I think that's just a loss for TP. I think Grim's a bit stronger
Like,
at this
I
point.
feel like I'm a little confused why they don't bring Sivir up here. Or sorry, they don't keep Sivir down there. Is Jax not
Yeah,
stronger right
that's what I'm
now
saying. I
because he
think
got that kill?
yeah, I think he's fine. Just leave Sivir down there.
Yep. They're gonna elect to not do that though, so I'm not sure.
Oh, ISO is gonna
Ooh,
get caught out here. Exhaust is gonna come down. We'll still get knocked up. Zap's gonna get the ult down, and ISO is just gonna drop. And
yep.
there you go.
And there's that demonstration of you have the 3 knock-up characters right next to each other. Somebody's giving Yasuo that ult. Someone's gonna give it. So
They did burn 2 ults. I guess in the same aspect that Gray's chilling against the Jax, Silver's kind of chilling against Kennen. Gray's gonna take a good bit of damage here though, as Light
bad
could be in
trade there a little bit.
trouble. Ult is going down. Lulu is there. This ult shouldn't matter much as Exhaust coming down. They might need to able to pick up the kill, but it should be a trade. Sivir could be in trouble now though. Is gonna get slowed up. We'll have to flash out. Jaheim does have flash. Is gonna get flash. Knock up. Barrier coming down. Sir Longstride may drop. Shield might be coming up soon. 1 health. ISO not gonna be able to pick it up now. Grim continues to trade bot.
What a good flash from Sir Longstride, and I'm actually super surprised they lived there. Oh.
Oh, poor Grim. All's coming out for Gray. Barely enough mana. Zaps should be looking to clean up this kill. Unless Grim can pull some magic feet. Now we're gonna see ISO Square getting a little too aggressive. Grim putting the feet though. Doing what he can, just wasting so much time to Zaps, but fortunate for him. Well, ISO Square somehow getting the 1v1 shutdown onto Xinjiao.
1v1, supportal combat beating the jungler out there. Interesting.
Very interesting. Light TP'd in. Lulalt coming down. Light taking a big chunk, so they should be able to get the 2 grubs. Should be able to get the 2 grubs. Yeah, I don't know how ISO just did that. Honestly.
I mean, I think what it came down to was Jim flashed top lane after Sir Longstride did as well to find that Sivir kill, and he frankly just got kited there. We had Karma's root go down, followed by the mantra Q. This kind of locks that jungler in place. If you don't have the challenge, if you don't hit your W, the extended spear shove of that, then you actually won't get that challenge, and I think he just simply got kited. So.
Sure. I guess his name's Jim. Jim?
Is it Jim? Okay.
Just Jim, I guess.
Yeah, I pronounced that the best I could.
Was easier when Baba. Way easier, but I guess Jim has to be.
Jim?
Oh, he's gonna be Jim now.
I could always just say Xin I could always just default to the character. We see the Yuntal coming out on the Kaisa really early. First person with an item in the game. I assume Yasuo also has a buy here now. That second kill coming down. I understand he spent 1100, 1200 on boots. So
Yeah,
I guess I'm wrong. Okay.
ISO Square gonna get jumped on. Shield coming out, flashing out. Gray's gonna ult in, looking to pick up ISO Square. ISO Square's gonna go down. Duncan Boy's gonna be in trouble now as he's gonna drop as well. Gray is pretty accelerated now. Most farming game, 2 kills, 2 assists. Kind of putting the works on.
I'm showing the value right there. Karma's heal couldn't go off in time. The mantra W was about to go off, and the plasma went through and finished her off. We see Jim or Zinzao pick up the kill on the other player there on the Duncan Boyles. So Gray's looking at Saving Private Gray's in a really good spot. They have while the gold lead isn't significant or too significant right now, where it's like game over. This is snowballing the momentum really hard for objectives.
Grim's gonna dash in after seeing Zap's up top. Light will flash out. Grim will flash out as well. And Zap's gonna follow up, flash one more Q, and that's gonna be a kill up to Zaps. As I swear, looking to get the 1v1 on the gym again. But won't have it this time. It's not looking good but I don't think it's a product of necessarily Grim or product of a map kind of falling apart.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're struggling to grab
Or
anything
like
right now.
what is it? Like Lulu's catching waves bot under tower. Gonna have to drop the exhaust to try to get away from Fangus. The Fangus flashes in, is gonna get interrupted by the ult from Lulu. Doesn't have any more dashes though. Overall winning
Not gonna
for Lulu.
catch. Wow.
You
Huh.
know, I mean, she has enough disengage there. I mean, it's gonna be an even trade, but I think man, except for the exhaust dropping also, but I think fine with taking the Cassante flash away for flash.
Yeah, I think the flash for the ult and whatnot is really good there. I'm a little concerned about the exhaust going down. You have the Jax can jump in. You have the full damage Kane currently to jump in. I'm a little concerned losing that exhaust, but we'll see.
His Jim's getting jumped on, invading, is going to, I believe, interrupted the stun with the Xin Zhao knockback. Pretty good mechanical play there. I don't know why he's Masters. I don't think I could have done that.
Putting on a show for us.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
They successfully saved Private Red buff. Are able to pick it up.
That's right. Going over the side of the prognosticators here. I guess my question here is, unless might need to shoutcast this one.
A lot of damage. Fangus wasn't taking any damage, even though also has that Pal.
I think the armor threshold has been reached by
Yeah.
Cassante.
Got probably the most armor you can buy with those the little components.
Yeah, that's gonna be I think 75. I think it comes out to be total on that Bramble Vest. So it shuts down literally three of their players, right now. But before we see a little bit more constant fighting, what's the play here? How in the world do the prognosticators come back and win this? Do you just outscale? Do you need to play for kind of a pick style now? Like, what do you do?
I think some they just need they haven't really been making any proactive plays around the map. It's been more all reactive to what Saving Private Gray has been doing. I think they need to send Ice Square somewhere, go on these side lanes, try to pick up somebody, or Duncan trying to pick up somebody. Because I mean, you see now like they're already it's still just reactionary to Saving Private Gray's doing. Jim's gonna get the kill, gonna get the knockup as well on the Orsh after the flash, so it's just gonna be a double kill instantly for the side of Saving Private Gray. Grim could be some trouble. No flash. He's gonna get stunned up. Will get slowed and will drop as well. Like there's been it's been all reactionary. As Gray's
You're right.
getting another kill under tower, just kind of styling.
Now I think it's probably just snowball out of control. I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think they're 100% playing reactionary. We saw that fight right there. Everyone's kind of dancing around. Gray pulls the trigger, and then prognosticators just kind of fall apart. They don't have the damage. They don't have sustain. They don't have really any significant tools that's gonna win them this fight. I think if anything, the Saving Private Gray has to make a critical error. Gray needs to int or Light needs to miss his ult or something. Something significant has to happen. But
I guess is looking on Zaps, but again, just Zaps just gonna be able to walk away with it. Playing that very well, dodging the knockbacks whenever he needs to. And I mean, you see Ice Square kind of hovering bot there, but just a little bit too late. And I wonder now if this game's looking a little dire. I wonder if game 2 they swap the roles up any.
that would be an interesting strategy. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I understand some of these players are in roles they're not maining, but this initial performance, honestly, could just be jitters. It's the first week in the LBL. People still getting used to this, still getting used to the new style. I think the map, honestly, I think the map actually has a a bit of an influence. I think some of it's a little bit too much blue in my opinion. Color bleaches some of the abilities, but I don't want to call this one early.
They're looking. The knockup's going to come down, but Duncan taking a lot of damage. Won't even be able to get the ult out. Fangus getting a good knockback. I square is very low. Now Gray's going on the Orcazo, and Sivir will just drop unstoppable for Gray. Gray's still looking with the W, but it's going to be a Dragon over, along with 2 kills.
Yep. I think there's the power of the Fed ADC right there. Orquazo just doesn't do any damage there
Gray
in that regard. Ooh.
just dive in the tower, no minions, doesn't care. Fangus
Gray is
could get
putting
dove
on an
here too as
absolute
well.
performance.
They're kind of looking. Gray's gonna dodge out. Zap's taking tower though. Fangus taking a lot of damage. Not from Yasuo, but Gray pumping it out. The ult came
Plasma
down.
Burst comes
They're
in.
still looking. Flash shot for Sir Longstride. They are gonna pick up the kill. Grim getting the solo kill up top though. So they're getting a little bit of something, but Jax is the only one.
Jax is the only one with money. I think you're right. I mean, we see a pretty big CS difference from Jax to Cassandre here, but after 2 kills, I think that gap's probably closed. I also think just watching that fight, it just didn't matter really how much armor you had. Once that W hits you and that plasma procs, and you're taking 15% of your missing health damage with that plasma proc, it just doesn't really matter. You're gonna have to eventually build some MR. I assume he builds Thornmail here, and then maybe Kanek Rukern, or something else. I'm not sure. I suppose you could go and then use spare. You could go a few other things, but I don't really think they're gonna get to that point in this game.
They kind of taking everything at this point, and maybe you can point to the fact that they have all played together. You can kind of see it, where they're all making plays together around the map very well.
Yep.
Where they're supposed to be, like right now. Jim looking top. Graham was getting the combo, but should be able to drop out. Does have flash up. Will flash out. Sir Longstride just walking through the tower though, and Grimm's just gonna get knocked up. Can't do anything else, and kill over the zaps.
I think you're right. I think this is exactly what you're saying. It does actually matter if you've played together. You know exactly how your teammate's going to play. You're going to be comfortable making some interesting calls. And yeah, that I suppose I underestimated how much that was going to be significant, but I'm being proved wrong. So well done on the side of saving Prophet Gray.
Yep. I just to go back a little bit to how they do the second game. I mean, they did swap. They do have an angle where they're only role swapping one person. They just put ISO jungle. He has jungle, so maybe put him jungle. Let Duncan go bot support, and ISO just play tank or something. Cause I don't know about this look they got going now.
Yeah, I agree. The Kane looks a little uncomfortable. The ADC looks a little uncomfortable. Granted, I still stand by the fact that I think Sivir's not the greatest of picks here.
Yeah. Oh, taking all the damage. They are using a sub. I'm gonna lose 2 bans as well. Here's how it would have looked with Smash Bros in the jungle. I did have them rated as a bit higher team. But they have one of the better boss in that group and better tops as well. So
Yeah, I
how they
mean,
change the game too.
yeah, I think game 2 is gonna look different. I'll be surprised if Saving Private Gray is this powerful in game 2.
Yeah, this is going to be. Oh, Duncan just getting snapped back on the wall, ulting, but shouldn't matter. Maybe looking to steal, but not gonna come. Wishing as that's a double kill and the Otacon going over to saving Private Gray.
Yep. Looking at nearly a 10k gold difference. I think it's about 9.5 right now, but
Barrier spell shield doesn't matter. Gray picking up a kill, solo kill in the mid lane. Could be Grim in trouble. This tower's got a little bit to go. Maybe Grim could look for Sir Longstride. No, we'll just try to walk out and go back and get the stun. get out before knocked up.
Yeah, we're seeing 3 of their playlists. Oh,
Might drop. Is the stun's gonna come down? Never mind.
you
He'll
have
just kill Fang.
no MR on Cassante.
Yeah.
I did mention that earlier. I think they have to build King of Kruger. They have to build Abyssal Mask or Unending or Jack Show.
Well,
Cannon's gonna do damage, magic damage. I mean Lulu's damage is a little negligible, but Kaisa's plasma actually matters a bit. So yeah, you've got to build some MR.
Asante used his damage reduction at the very start, so if he saved that for when the alt drop and try to mitigate the damage, but
It
I don't
is
know if
true.
I'll
Yeah,
start
interesting
it.
opening with that ability. I understand. I know it does max health damage based on your resistances, so I know it can actually be significant.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, Jim just flashing in, just getting the solo kill onto Karma as Duncan alting, flashing, trying to get out. Jim being a bit of a menace, not taking a whole lot of damage, just doing really whatever he wants on the rift here.
Yeah, wow. Jim, that was an impressive flash. Good dodge on that Rast W. You forced out the Duncan Boaz flash too. So this is looking great for them. I don't think this is really losable. I would be absolutely astounded if Saving Private Ryan looks to lose this or finds a way to lose this. And I say that in not just because of the gold difference, but because their tempo is insane.
Yeah.
They are always looking to play aggressive. They're always looking to dive. They're always looking to force something out.
Yeah, they're DP is just looking for anything they can get, but they just aren't able to get anything as Gray just padding the stats, getting the quadra kill, no pentakill to be had because Zap's got the solo kill top against Grim, and that could be a game if they want to, or see if they're gonna want to pad some more stats.
I think it is
So
looking to be a game here.
see
Well, you've got
if they
2 players up in 5 seconds, 7 seconds. 2 other players up in about 10. So maybe you just open the base. And then
I
Baron,
mean,
because Baron should be coming up here soon.
honestly, they could probably just still just fight and win at this point, even.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think the only one that we're really looking at a bad health bar here is Lulu. I mean, Kennan's health bar's not looking great, but the only person that you really, really need to keep alive here is Gray. Gray's lead is astronomical. So
At 13k gold, he's got almost double what the
wow,
ADC for PP has.
wow, that is more gold than I've earned in some of these tournaments in a 40-minute game. So
Yeah,
he is very accelerated. I
very fed.
assume he just interesting pick on his 4th item. I think he's simply playing to
I,
accelerate in a high tempo even more.
yeah, that had to be in the, like that last like as soon as they backed, he just bought that just to get on the map a little bit quicker on this Baron and
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting.
that's
Yeah,
base.
I mean, frankly, it doesn't really matter what he builds. He can do what he do what he
That's true.
wants. He has so much gold, and yeah, I think this is. I mean, he's 3 levels above the ADC. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, but maybe he's just amping the plasma. I know the plasma scales and the W scales. The R scales off AP, so maybe it's just the AP. But
And this is looking to be the final push. Game putting the nail in the coffin. Vegas getting the knockback, doing a pretty decent combo and getting a lot of damage on the Gray. Pretty good play from Fangus there. Played about as well as he could, but won't matter. Long stride, flashing forward, getting the slowdown in the ice square. Not much is gonna come of it. W coming out for Gray, getting a big chunk in the top side. We're seeing them fighting onto light as Karma is just gonna drop. Orska's gonna go down as well. Grim trying to get the stun down, getting the damage down on the zaps, but too little, too late. Duncan is able to pick up light, getting the shutdown, but that's gonna be a trade for the game. Game 1 going over to Saving Private Gray.
yeah, wow, that was an impressive game. I gotta say real quick. Thank you, Zaps, for the sub on LBL. I figured when you subbed, the game had probably ended. So I was waiting for a team fight to break out since we have that delay. But Yeah, I mean that was one of the most, if not the most, one-sided game we might see all season. That was impressive from Saving Private Gray.
True. Or at least maybe not all season, but definitely so far. This has been the most. Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find another one. I don't know. We look to see the total goal difference to see who's got it, but yeah, that might be that might go all the way with the season.
Yep, we're seeing. I don't know if you're gonna pull it up. I don't know what screen you have for that, but 27,000 damage on Gray, and Sivir only pulling in about 7,500 here. I mean that is just an absolutely massive gap. Um, yeah, it's impressive. I'll say ISO did a good job with the vision score. It's tying Sir Longstride. So decent job there. But the one thing I am going to point out as well is Xin Zhao pulling out 45 vision score. That is second highest to the support. And that is a very high vision score for their jungler. The opposing jungler only pulling in about 33. So just wanted to point that one out. We might be seeing Gray make a run for the leaderboard here, though. I know Arctic stole it the other day on total kills, but we might be seeing Gray make a run for it after a performance like that.
Stats. Yeah, but I did see that. Yeah, I mean, Buck Wild was taking the top spot on the team one, the best team, if you will, for the stats, but seems it's been the only change so far. Still.
Yeah, we're seeing Gray immediately get shot onto the Dream Team. In other words, the All-Star team immediately
really?
takes a spot on the All-Star team for the leaderboards, which is very impressive to see. That was a super quick transition, but quite interesting.
I mean, it was a very good game from. So I think it goes off of. Oh no, mine says ISO square. Gray. Interesting.
Yeah,
86.
I see both of them there too as well.
Took out
Yeah, I'm not sure.
mirror
Not
sticks
sure.
from support. Wait. Oh, I don't know how ISO square got on it with. I mean, not to flame really, but that karma performance. Not quite sure.
I assume it just weighs vision score pretty heavy there. But then again, I don't know why Lulu wouldn't have made that then.
I mean, there definitely have been like
I
Mirror Six was there, and
not
he had
sure.
Mirror Six had some pretty good stats. But yeah, I'm not quite certain of that, but maybe I assume it will probably just change after 2 games or something with that, like just a 1 game game thing. But
Well, I am going
Duncan in the their main robot.
in the carry position. Yeah.
Correct.
Question though, I guess I'm a little concerned about is, are we going to see a little bit of lower vision score now? And now that you're putting kind of the lower elo player in that regard.
Well,
So
I don't think Ice Square had the best vision score either. Honestly, it was kind of a quickish game, so I mean, could have
yeah, I think they
helped
only
it,
pulled in
but
about 65, I think, as far as I was aware.
yeah, well,
But
yeah, 64 to 65. So both supports were about the same, but um, it would be fine.
yeah.
Okay, I like it better than uh that it was before. Um, I assume they might do the same. I wonder. Imagine they'll maybe pick ADC early in jungle. I wonder if they save top and mid for later, or they'll try to do a flex pick again.
On the prognosticators or Saving Private
Yeah,
Gray?
the prognosticators. I think the Saving Private Gray are just gonna pick their picks again. Which they don't have their some of their main picks.
Some of their comfort picks. I think you're right. I think Saving Private Gray still bans out. Still kind of try to force Grim to not be able to play Mordekaiser, Trundle, Olaf. I think that probably still goes
Sure.
through. But I guess now my question is, do we see Saving Private Gray pivot a little bit here with the bans towards ADC now, and that the ADC roles changed? Is that what we're gonna see here, or are they still gonna go with the top lane bans? But we're gonna find out now because they have just started.
Yep, looking the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're looking to take out because they took out yeah, Trundle, Mordekaiser, and Olaf. Those are 3 they took out last time. I understand the Olaf, a little bit less the Mordekaiser, I suppose, if you're gonna struggle with it in lane, maybe, and the Trundle's just oppressive, but they're gonna stick with the same 3 bands. So
Makes sense.
yep,
You win a game, why
yep,
change it up? Same side and everything.
that's
Reason
true.
to change it up.
That's true. If it worked, don't change it,
I
right?
don't
If it
think
ain't broke, don't fix
the
it.
Prognosticators. I don't think did they ban 3 junglers last time?
I was not aware, but I can view game 1 real quick here.
It's true. That's a nice tab they got.
Game 1, they banned. Yeah, they
Oh, yeah,
banned
they
3
did.
junglers.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the Maokai's coming
Yeah.
down. I kind of doubt it would be a flex. I don't imagine they're gonna put their master player on the Maokai. I guess it could be a flex support in top.
Yeah, yeah, or maybe jungle support.
Well, that's what I'm
Maybe.
saying. I don't think they'll put their master player on Maokai. I imagine. They'll
Oh,
give
yeah,
him
you're right. Sorry,
something.
I meant top lane. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah, yeah.
You're right.
Top support, and
Yeah,
then
I was for some reason I was thinking that Kennen was their master's player, but I'm wrong.
um,
Yeah.
you see the Tristana, a bit of a takeaway from Gray. Probably would have been Gray's second pick because Gray likes to go be aggressive. ADCs usually, so.
Going with the
Jhin.
Jhin. That's an interesting pick. I was under the impression that is a really not Jhin favored lane. Let me check that real quick. Statistics wise, we've got the ability to look at it here. So, no, that is the 4th worst matchup for Jhin.
Yep.
Jhin has a 45.93% win rate into Tristana. That's a little surprising, but
Well, I'm wondering now if the okay. I was gonna say I wonder if the Pantheon's going bot. 'Cause I feel like that would have been well not the Nautilus, but I do know Duncan plays a lot of Pantheon support, so makes sense. Most likely going jungle, and
okay.
I'm just gonna do. I don't know about the Lulu Tristana. It's a little weird, I'll say, but I guess
I'll
Lulu's a
say,
decent support for somebody that doesn't play support.
yeah, looking at the statistics here, I'm not going to read out the win delta for anybody who doesn't understand that, but the percent win rate on average is Tristana paired with Lulu actually has a 54% win rate on average here. So, and that's a 1.4 million total game sample. So I suppose that's probably fairly accurate. But we'll see if Nautilus hooks Trist, hooks Lulu. I don't know what that matchup turns into.
I guess it actually makes sense because Tristana jumps forward and Lulu ult to get the knockup from that angle we could go.
Altogether knockup gives Trist the W, so you have the amped attack speed on top of Trist's already amped attack speed from the Q. You also get the Pix auto attack on hit. You can get the Q because Pix is on Trist, and Trist closed the gap. You can Q then from there. Get the slow on Jhin if he's trying to run away. I can totally see why that's a good combo.
Yep. We're seeing a change. Should be Aurora mid. Grim does not play that. So the Aurora mid, so Mage mid, and it's gonna be matched with the Syndra. I know Zaps plays a little bit of Syndra, but turn up to the Yasuo level. Jace top, interesting blind pick.
It is an interesting blind
Well,
pick. I am not aware that is that a safe blind pick.
I don't think it's a blind pick. I think it's more for the comp. I think they're going for. I see the comp they're going for. It's like a kind of like a pick, long range, throw the Maokai ult. Somebody gets rooted and you're throwing stuff from a screen away.
You
All
just
of them.
detonate whoever gets rooted or hooked or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually their comp makes sense. Comp's pretty good.
The
other side,
set I will say is a good counter here. I think you just grab the Nautilus, you grab the Maokai, and you can just have backline access. Aurora ults, you can have backline access if you step into your wall. Tristana jumps in, you have backline access. Pantheon ults, Pantheon flash Ws, you have backline access. I think Prognosticators look better now, but Saving Private Gray's comp is scary if executed well.
Yeah. Yep. Which, you know what? You know, said that they play a lot together. I think actually we might see one of the very rare times that a comp like this is executed well. But I mean, all the pieces make sense for their team, so you know, I'll applaud the drafting there.
Yep. Well, I mean, I was proven wrong last game. I didn't really think that the experience playing with your friends or playing with people you know or playing with somebody that you've played with already was as significant as what it was. So honestly, I think even though both pick and bans look pretty even, pretty decent, Saving Private Gray has got to be where I'm favored now that I've seen what they can do. That's probably what I'm thinking they're gonna do well here again.
You know, going to mention the playing together, I think it definitely matters, especially like week one. You know, most teams if they aren't able to get practice in together, I think it matters a lot. Kind of saw it with Crab Rave winning last season. You know, they hadn't played together really. They didn't look that great early, but I know they were. I mean, I can guarantee that they were the team that practiced and played together the most throughout the season, and they ended up winning throughout it. So, you know, I think you know what, practicing and scrimming with your team might actually mean something.
Might actually make a difference, and who would have thought that that's applicable? Definitely not Peacekeepers in Season 2, because I don't think we literally ever played once together, outside of the LBL. But it does seem to have an impact, so I think you're right.
Well, guess we'll see. We'll see if how the. I definitely favor Gray's comp in team fights. We'll see how the early game goes, though. They definitely hard won the early game last game, which I think made the comps a little bit irrelevant for the most part. Let's see. It is Jim on Maokai, so
It is interesting.
yeah, he.
Eh.
I mean, it probably won't be as much
Maybe
pressure as Xin Zhao. But I guess it's
maybe you go like the Leandri's kind of sapling poke. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the strategy here.
yeah.
Yeah, you go Leandri's, then you go whatever the magic amp is. I can't think of the name right now. Abyssal Mask.
Abyssal, yeah.
Yeah, so you can amp your damage if you have Leandri's, and then you can amp the Syndra's damage. And if I think genuinely, if you get that item, I think it's a little bit stronger on a Mumu personally, but I think if you get that item, Syndra just one shots anybody, even the tank. I mean, obviously you can't one shot Pantheon if he has his E up. Maybe you can't one shot Set if he has his W up, but it makes a difference, especially with those high burst champions. So
Pretty good in the Pantheon too. I mean, he jumps on you, you can just queue him away. Queue away and walk away.
that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the knockback. You're right.
It's kind of hard for Pantheon the difference.
I think you're right. Well, I'm gonna step out for about 30 seconds before this game starts, and I'll be back.
Quick break. Kirby.
All I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple steps, yo. Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Perfect. Quick little break, and we come back right as we're getting into the game. So let's see. I'm gonna assume we're gonna have a farm lane. I don't expect the Syndra Aurora to fight that much. I do expect ISO to be like very aggressive in the bot lane. And I assume Light plays mildly aggressive into Grim, just because that grasp Jace, that ranged auto poke with that grasp stack actually does kind of matter, if you do it enough. But if you have second wind, Dorn shield, and set passive, still pretty difficult to kill him. So let's see if he's got the second wind here. He does. Yeah, I don't expect Jace to really have an opportunity to kill him here, but ooh.
They are invading again. A lot of damage. Fangus opting not to move his Jhin is there, so Grim taking half his health bar, having the back gonna be a little bit late to that top lane there.
You're right, we're seeing Fangus, yeah, wanting to play a little aggressive there. Got that ward on the Raptors. I think that's kind of a staple for competitive play. Ooh.
Let's see if they can get damage on the Gray. No, it's now he's gonna drop the bomb. A bit too late though. Got decent damage on sort of long stride, but I think overall winning trades for SPG there.
I think so actually too. I'm a little surprised he doesn't drop bomb just on the Nautilus. I think if you drop bomb here, get 4 autos, I think Nautilus is quarter HP.
Yep.
A little surprised that didn't happen, but it looks like they're fishing. They're fishing really hard here. So
They're playing very well. And waiting to level 2. They get some trade back, but another Q hitting on the ISO square.
yeah, and we're seeing that. I think he got 2 minion kills there. So I think that's double damage, triple damage. So
Good.
yeah, Gray's playing well.
You just always hop on the ISO square there. The highlights, yeah. Hopefully are able to get all the games. I can do all the highlights for every team, but game to do the highlights.
That's right.
Gank
Ooh,
on the
very
Light.
early gank.
Getting double stun. Light taking a lot of damage. We'll see if he decides to flash out. Get the knockback on the Duncan there. Taking a lot of damage. Should be able to walk out. Hook in for on the ice square. Ignite coming down as well. Taking a lot of damage. Having to burn the barrier and the heal. And very hard winning trade for SPG in the bot lane.
Yeah, wow,
Flash
they're
for
playing this really
Gray.
well. Ooh, does
Oh,
miss
does
the
get the root, but
does
very
get the
not
root,
enough
miss the
damage though.
Q. I think the misclick there on Gray. Misses the Q, hits it on a minion on accident. That 4-shot looked good though, but not gonna get that kill. It was close. I like the aggression.
Yep.
Ooh, ISO's electing to
Oh my
stay
god.
here.
ISO.
Nautilus with the
Old
kill.
man hands. Nautilus gonna get it. Gonna have flash out. Flasher for Duncan to pick up the kill. Will be a trade, but still worth it for SPG as ISO's gonna lose a wave and a half maybe.
Yep.
Bot lane. A lot of trade going on in the top lane. Grim being very close, getting a good flash, but barely,
Ooh.
barely not able to get the kill on the top side. Should be able to get the top push though, so we'll get a little bit of a better back than Light.
That was just barely out of range from killing Light. Light does have the tempo advantage here, though. He has teleport. Oh, no, I guess they both have teleport. I'm really surprised Grim walked back to base, but we're seeing him actually teleport into the lane. Gonna have an interesting trade in the mid lane here. But I'm a little surprised Grim has more CS than Light. Is that ranged matchup? That's a little odd. Perhaps Light's trading a little bit too much. I understand that gank kind of messed them up a little bit, but
Still, still an even game. I guess. I mean, overall though, it's just so even. But Duncan does have the kill as opposed to the Nautilus, so at least TP does have that in their favor. Really miss on that out on that stun chunk potential dive. How much damage
I was
can
thinking
that?
about that too, but I think Light's a little bit too healthy for that, and that Jace Hammer form gives a lot of resistances. So
True, and uh, longsword each for them is not doing a whole lot of damage right now.
that's right. I'm a little surprised Jace doesn't go D-Blade. Um, especially
True,
being ranged and having grasp. That's a little surprising.
true.
I don't maybe know maybe Light's not as comfortable on Jace, and want to just elect to be really
Yeah,
safe in
that's
the
fair.
event he starts to lose lane. But
It's fair.
ooh, we're seeing
Duncan
a lot of pressure topside. See what happens
still
here.
looking. Kind of wasting a lot of time down 9 CS to Jim. A couple camps. Drag should drop too. Is Duncan is still sitting up. Is gonna look now. They are both 6. Light no flash is gonna get stunned up. Will get stunned up again. Can Grim get the ult? Not really getting the angle for it, and Light's just gonna be able to walk out for all the time that Duncan wasted there.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing. They just don't have the damage there to kill Light. I talked about that hammer form. That hammer form just offers a ton of resistances. I don't know
Yeah,
what
now Light's
Light
doing a
is
little
doing
bit of
now.
griefing. I don't even think
Okay.
that Q kills, but
I actually do think so. The Pantheon Q, if you're below
no,
20%
not
HP,
long range. It's gotta be short.
I think you,
Short's
as
when it
far as
does
I was
the
aware,
short
you
is when
still
it
get the
does the
execute.
crit when it's low.
Do you
Crit.
not get the execute? Really? Let me look.
Yep. Um, but Grim's still looking for the solo kill. Should get it. Is gonna ult just to get out of the tower range. Does drop though. Could be a trade of kills, but Light will lose a couple waves. No TP. Jim was looking the bot side. Is able to get the Gromp. Uh,
Um, that got changed a year ago, a little over a year ago. So Pantheon long range Q actually does execute now.
oh, oh.
That got changed. Yeah, actually, it is literally a year ago.
What's the just as a crit? So
True,
I say to the
true.
kill.
It's not guaranteed. It's I guess technical. Well, it's I was gonna say maybe it's technically not an execute, but I think anything missing health related is considered an execute. So
Sure. Um, kill does end up going over eventually. The gold all of a sudden did even up, but Duncan did waste a lot of time. I guess all the gold just. I guess we check.
yeah, where is the gold here? Mid lane.
Zaps, yeah, did
Pretty
that a lot.
yeah,
Not
pretty
sure how. I'm
decent.
not sure how the gold's so
Cap.
even. I guess I don't know how Duncan is
Um,
up 300 gold actually.
yeah, jungle
Just I
here.
guess the
He has a
first.
kill.
Oh
No, he's
yeah,
got a
first
kill.
blood. I don't know.
Yeah,
Grim looking to trade.
seeing
No ulti.
another
Duncan
other
is
gank
up
top
there
lane.
as the rugs are going down. They're looking to move up now down the river. Are they able to pick up light? They are able to pick up light. Duncan will get rooted up, blocking a lot of damage. Potential turn. Zaps is there, getting chased by Aurora though. Grim still does not have ult. Duncan will drop. Sir Longstride is very low. Aurora coming down. Zaps very low. Grim should be able to pick up the kill. Hook is coming down. Grim barely living with the health regen. Jim looking to pick up a kill. Angus will be able to get him. Flashing forward, gets the auto, is able to pick up the kill. Good play for TP there. And I
That
think
was
that's what
impressive.
we were
Yeah.
talking about with you know a little more or proactive play. Sir Longstride could be in trouble here. Grim almost has all, but it doesn't matter. Fangus is able to pick up the kill. Light's coming back. Him getting the
There
turret plate, but having the
there's a
flash
team
out.
emergency. I need to step out really quick. There's a team
Fine.
emergency apparently. So you got this.
Grim getting the ult down, getting not really getting the stun. Will drop to light. Shutdown going to light. Pretty close. Honestly, if Fangus stayed, maybe could have picked up light. Would have been close. Duncan Bull is getting jumped on by Jim. Zaps is there. Duncan having to flash out, knowing that Zaps is coming with the stun. Gray taking a lot of damage. Not a good buffer on that W from Iso Square. Is still getting pulled back. Barrier dropping, not really getting a whole lot of value either. But Gray is missing a lot of health. We'll see how they want to play this bot lane, if they're able to put pressure on the Gray or not. Uh, Considering they got that health trade, we'll see. They're sitting in the bush now, but their Longstride is looking to check that bush. Now looking mid lane, trading. I guess nothing happens at bot. Coming back to bot, direct to camera, juking us out. Well, TP is about 1k gold ahead. They got their goal where they want it, so they're in a way better spot than the first game, and think the changes they made, I think they some decent changes. Putting ISO ADC, getting their mage mid. Last game they had no AP, besides the hoping that the Jax is fed. But is that
I
Zap's having the most
am
fun.
back. Hopefully, I didn't miss too much.
Nope.
Okay.
Grim
Nothing
getting the
crazy
cool
happened.
back,
That's unfortunate.
getting the trading. Grim taking a lot of damage. Doesn't quite have ult yet. Waiting for the cooldowns at least. Play in the mid lane. Jim getting the root down. Zap's able to pick up the kill. That's a shutdown. And then the top side, Grim's it going down as well. Didn't quite have the ult yet when he was going for that trade there. Now it's a bit unfortunate. TP kind of throwing the lead they had. Now it's back to even. Bit of misplays from the solo lanes. Now it's going to be Dragon on the plate. SPG setting up for it nicely. TP still looking. I don't know if this is advised. TP coming into the
It
mid
is
lane.
coming in. Might actually
Light
have a
saving
great flank.
TP
Is
though.
gonna be
Vegas
warded though.
most likely gonna drop. Ult coming down, trying to get out. Will drop though. Iso Square. I don't know about that jump in. Ult is coming down from Lulu, but Light is there with the TP. Jin ult coming down. Lulu flashing out. Will probably still drop though. Gray picking up the kill, and yeah, I'm not. I just don't know why they're gonna force the play there. Honestly,
Yeah, I think Fangus's misplay kind of baited in ISO and or Quazo. That was a little unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure why that. Yeah, I assumed they should have just known that that was happening, that they were um on vision, but I guess they didn't, and they face checked that bush and died for it, and kind of baited the rest of their team. So
yep. Grim is able to pick up first tower in the top lane. Potentially could look for Light, getting a lot of damage. Does have ulti. See when he decides to use it. Ult will come down. Light will flash out. Pantheon ult coming down. Not quite in range of the view, and Light will be able to get out using the flash, but decent trade back for TP to coop some of the losses. Duncan trying to get back a little bit from the jungle. I think I should be able to pick up a plate mid lane.
I'm gonna ward the chickens. I like that ward. Um, and I'm surprised they're going mildly
Ice
even here.
Square could be in trouble
Oh,
here. Is going to get rooted up along with Lulu, but SPG opting for Lulu. Lulu will take a turret shot. Ult coming down. Won't matter. Ice Square on the run.
I think
Jim
any
flashing
ooh
forward. Trade flash for ISO. ISO should drop here. One more auto from Gray. Not
oh
Gray flashing forward. It should be a trade. And maybe ISO's not too sad about that. Fang is getting jumped on though. It will be a trade also in the mid lane.
I mean, Saving Private Gray is playing as aggressive as they did last game,
Yep.
forcing everything and somehow still getting gold over to the right people here. Syndra got the kill, Jin got the kills. But I think you're right. I think ISO's not really upset there. It
Yeah,
is a little sad. I don't know why he only got 141 gold bounty for Jin
uh,
being that
he was
ahead.
3-0 3-0 down in farm. Yeah, they changed the bounty
Oh,
system.
did they just redo it? Okay.
Yeah, they changed it so it's not as individual focus, more team oriented. So it does matter a little bit, but I just probably still not too sad about that. Those get a little bit more than Gray. And when you're down, take what you can get. Would like to see maybe Grim move out of the top lane at this point. He is, even though, yeah, even though it looks like he's not that far ahead, 2 and 3. He is pretty fed, but he is getting jumped on, and they won't go for it. They're scared of him. Maybe look for the Rift Herald. Grim's pretty strong. They're moving up. TP is moving up their bot lane. Actually testing the Rift Herald, but Duncan's just bush as the Rift Herald started by SPG. They're looking to fight it though. All coming down from Maokai, hooking
Yeah, we got
on
the
the Grim, not ideal. Gray getting jumped on, taking a lot of damage. Gray, great off for Grim, getting a lot of damage down. Gray's just gonna instantly drop. Fang Assault not really hitting anybody, but on the other side of the fight, Grim is just killing everybody along with Duncan Voiles and Iso Square. Fang is
wow,
flashing in. Zaf's trying to flash out. Duncan, one more Q will secure the kill. Oh, it just gets outplayed though, opting to get the stun. Jim getting the health back from his W though, and Zaf's able to get it as well. A little bit of a misplay at the end there, but overall a great fight from TP. Grim kind of putting the
yeah,
work there.
that was impressive. TP actually kind of came back and held their own right there. I know you said that Aurora kind of just missed. I mean, initially I kind of thought the same thing too, but I actually think Aurora getting away from Syndra. We saw Syndra walking up trying to mirror Aurora there too. Getting away from Syndra, using the edge of that wall to jump on the other side and get in range of the rest of the players that their team is engaged on faster. I actually don't mind that play. I think that's a decent play. I know you don't really hit anybody with it, but in that instance, it didn't really look like the carries that they were engaged on at the time were going to run out of that Aurora ult. I may have been wrong. We saw the Syndra and the Maokai escape. But overall, that was impressive from TP to bring that one back, to make that play.
They're going right back at it. Duncan ulting in, trying to contest here. Daffs is the only one not at this fight at the moment, so we'll see who picks it up. It's going to be a smite fight. Duncan is able to get it. Now they're jumping onto Maokai. Maokai getting instantly dropped. Not looking good for the side of SPG. Iso Square jumping onto Light. Light taking a lot of damage. Now it's going to be Sir Longstride. We see should drop. Fang is able to pick it up. Two dropping on the side of SPG. Sitting in the bush. Could be in trouble though. Might get spotted out here. Jumping on the Duncan Voiles. He will get the stun. Iso Square jumping in. Grib picking up the kill. Now Fangus on the hunt. Dropping the ult. Looking for to see what he can get. Does miss the Q. Fang is taking a lot of damage and now will drop to Gray. Getting a little bit too aggressive there as his team's making a great play on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I think the Fangus play is a little aggressive, little grief. But wow, TP actually coming out in a big showing. Maybe I was right. Maybe I was right last game. It was just a little bit of nerves. Now they're like, okay, we lost game one. It did not look good. We kind of changed up where our carries are. We kind of changed up how we're gonna play this game. And it looks better. Maokai tried to
He
follow
tried
that
to
and got
flash.
knocked up.
He flashed trying to get set out of that Rift Trail in the bad spot. Is it? Oh, okay, I was gonna say that Rift Trail gonna get the charge steal. That'd be crazy play.
Okay,
Grim, but
might
Grim,
I need to be
there.
clipping that one on Jim there. That was
That was pretty
interesting.
good. Maokai
Yeah.
in potential trouble.
Ooh.
All gonna come down to
A
Grim,
twisted
but
advance.
Grim not the best target to go for here. They're just gonna charge up his W. Grim looking, ult coming out for Duncan, Gray getting jumped on, Bayer coming down, ult from Grim, one-shotting Gray there, and Nihilus is going to drop as well. Light in the fight, not going to matter a whole lot, as he should die. Grim very low. Iso Square is going to drop though. Light very close to dying. Grim fighting Jim on the other side. Light will drop down to Lulu. Duncan on the hunt for Zaps, is going to get stun, will get the kill. And Maokai will get out, but that's still another winning play for TP, and it's looking like I mean, it's a very close game, completely different game from the first game.
Yeah, we just saw two entire team fights go over the way of TP here. I love the way Grim and Duncan Voiles play together here. You've got the Pantheon going in, the target acquisition on that Jhin, and then you're taking that set slam and you're putting it right on the ADC, right where the Pantheon is anyway. And you find your key targets. That was impressive. I'll say the twisted advance from the Maokai was a little odd. Didn't really hit the target they wanted to hit. I will say though, to his credit, it did hit ISO, which maybe bought them a little time damage-wise. ISO wasn't really able to initially open really hard there. But other than that, massive momentum shift in the way of prognosticators here. So
I'll take away some credit from Jim. I don't even think he saw the ISO there. I think he was going for Grim. And ulting for Grim there is weird. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're probably right in that regard. You can't really one-shot the set, but
they
I'm gonna
they
do the
did
same thing I
damage,
did.
but they do damage to him. He's just gonna do damage right back, and yeah, I don't know.
That's right. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last game. Another sub coming through. Thank you, local. Thank you, local, for that one. You're calling after that Maokai outplay on the
That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
top lane side. So
That was pretty good, but the
yeah,
flash on the Rift Trail and that ulti kind of
yeah, kind of put him back down.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was respectable, and then the flash just removed all of that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny. That was some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
It's
if we can get the clips, I'll make a highlight of the clown music.
some of the mistakes. Yes,
Yeah.
I think a montage or um compilation of just people doing things like that. I think that'd be a funny little addition to the LBL.
Yeah. Grim was looking for apps, but team slowed
What
down a lot.
stacks wise are we looking on Syndra here? I'm curious. I just saw Syndra got an evolution.
No one.
Oh, just broke the R evolution. Okay. So
Or
almost
getting
to
there.
max here. Really behind item wise though. I think about the time you're gonna get um your final upgrade, you want your final Syndra upgrade, so you can have that. Or sorry, when you're gonna get your final Syndra upgrade, you want decap, because those two go hand in hand really hard. He's sitting on one item though, so he's actually pretty poor.
Yeah, he should be getting his second item fairly soon, but he is farming very well. Just have a chance of the fight. Vegas is gonna get caught out there, rooted up, light. Looking, Duncan's there. TP's coming in as well. Tristan's gonna be the last one to the fight. Duncan's gonna flash out. Grim's there. Will be rooted up. He's gonna take a lot of damage, but we'll see how he can turn this. I swear is there. Misses the W though, unfortunately. Knockup from Lulu might save him barely with the health regen and the heal. So will live overall, and overall nothing happens of it. I think TP did burn more resources in the summoner spell department, but they
I will agree with you there. Yeah, and they're having another one coming
yeah
here.
they're
So
gonna TP back again, potentially to fight Otacon, or maybe they're thinking Otacon. Maybe they want to force him now. They do only have
yeah, Jace
technically
has
one
to
ult for TP,
Jace
while
kind of
the other
has to
team has
come in
four.
now, no?
Yep. Like I said, they only
Yep,
have
there's
one
the
ult
Jace guy.
for SPG here, and TP has four. So, but they are taking a lot of damage. Flash hook from
Oh,
Nautilus, not gonna hit onto minions. Ult is a decent ult though. Ult from Fangus. Grim ulting in, getting the stun, barely get the W. Zap flashing out though, and this is not a good play for TP as they're looking to get wiped here. Scaling gonna drop as well. Root down onto Lulu. Lulu would drop. Is this gonna be an ace triple kill for Gray? And not a great fight there for TP. They started the icon, took out too much damage. And
yeah.
now they fade back.
I think so too. You can't have Grim at that health. He's too integral to your guys' comp to play like that. Grim starts the fight off with a quarter HP, and while surprisingly lived for a lot longer than I thought, Fangus actually went down before him. You cannot have your set at that HP. You cannot. He's the highest. He has the most gold on your team. Otacon is reducing resistances, and yeah, that was a bad call. So
Yep. I don't know if they didn't think they'd take that much damage from the Otacon. Would have been fine if it was just a 5v5, but yeah, they took way too much damage from it.
I think maybe they weren't tracking Light's teleport cooldown. That's the only,
I,
unless it's a bad, other than a bad call, that's the only other explanation I could
I
see
think
here.
it's a bad call, but I
This is
think
just
maybe it could also be they aren't too familiar yet with the new Otacon attack pattern. I know before is one you want to stay far away from the other, you want to kind of stay close. So
um.
I don't know how the
So
new
that one
Otacon
actually is the Ruinous Otacon. So they actually haven't changed. So in other words, they just removed the Voracious Otacon. They
Okay,
removed that attack pattern.
okay.
They kept Ruinous Otacon.
So it's
So
just the
teams
close range one
should teams
or the
should be
long.
familiar with it. No, it's the close range one. You want to
Okay.
be right up next to it.
My
Yeah.
call did come down. Light flashing in to get the slow. Grim taking a lot of damage. I don't know about the E. Does get rooted up. Should drop. Flashes out. Gray ult coming down. Let's see if he can dodge. Dodges one.
Oh.
Not gonna dodge
Oh.
the third
Oh.
though, and will drop unfortunately. I think he could have got out, but I think uh, using the E, not hitting anybody, and then using the W, kind of rooted himself in spot there, and he's just gonna
I
drop.
think. Oh.
Stun coming down, another root. Duncan will block most of the damage though, but I don't think it is contestable. Third dragon should be going over to the side of SPG.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think it was a literal double self root. The E stops set in his place, the W stops set in his place. I think the W is still mildly applicable. You're removing some of the damage that was just put down on you. So I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to do it where you did it. But I do actually understand what Set is trying to do there. Set's taking a ton of damage. If you E Gray
Yeah.
and you W the full charge Set W, Gray has to flash or he dies. If you get the true damage there. So I understand Grim's thought process, but just wasn't executed well. So
Yep. Well, I think it's more just missing E. If he hits it, then it's good, but missing it ends up just rooting
Yep.
himself for that quarter second or whatever, along with the W.
yep.
Nothing
yep.
really comes of it, and I mean the gold's still decently even, but considering TP had the lead, I'm not sure if they scale better. I think they definitely don't scale better. So
No, I disagree. I think prognosticators get outscaled here. I'll say though, Duncan looking a lot more comfortable on Pantheon. That Kane was, and perhaps that was just a product of his bot lane and his top lane, and, everybody just kind of losing. Well, his top lane didn't lose that hard, but he's looking a lot more comfortable on that Pantheon.
Grim, they're dodging all but one Jin shot, trying to get onto Light. W is gonna hit, barely not able to pick up Light though. Now Zaps on the other side. Should be a trade. Will drop eventually. All not gonna do anything. There will be a trade on the other side of the map. And yes, Duncan has played a lot of Pantheon for it, so he has a way more games on Pantheon than Kane for sure. So definitely a comfortable champ for him. Yeah, very unfortunate. Grim was able to pick up the kills. Very close. Imagine. I actually imagine they'll both teams will probably just wait till Dragon spawns. I wonder if one team will give it would probably be SPG if they give Dragon to go for Baron.
I would agree. I think, well, Chemtech isn't the greatest. It's gotten a lot better over the years. So yeah, you definitely can't be giving this on the side of prognosticators. Also, I think you actually have decent value. You have the set, you have the Lulu shielding, so both of those shieldings get amped pretty hard by that. And everybody loves tenacity, so I definitely don't think you want to give this over.
Yep. Oh my God, I swear, taking a huge chunk, and I will have to back.
Yeah, wow. And we're seeing
Mid
near
tower should
4
drop.
items Jin. Jin has, I'm gonna guess, I mean you can check here in a second, 600 AD? Maybe 550. I'll put it at 550.
I'm going 450. Oh, 580.
580. Okay.
Crazy.
As a Jin player, I was a little bit closer, so I'm glad I didn't get
I
embarrassed
didn't
right there.
notice Gray had 10 kills. Man. Just
Yeah,
look down at
yeah.
the
Great
scoreboard.
pull.
He had all the kills.
Pulled out 10 kills. I don't know. Okay, so it's been a little bit since I played Jin. I'm a mid lane player now, but Yuntal cannot possibly be the right play. No.
Ooh, Lulu
On
getting rooted
Jin?
up. Lulu should instantly drop. Good pick from the side of SVG. I thought they could fight for vision, but
Is the Yuntal is he using the Yuntal as a method
sure.
of like Hail of Blades? Because I understand when you get the attack speed, you get extra AD.
Yeah.
So maybe he's using it as
Sure. And you get the crit too.
you turn into a burst champion on Jin. Maybe that's what he's using it as. I mean, that's
Duncan
the only thing I see
might have
here.
traded
Oh
back a
my,
lot of damage. I don't know
half
if
HP from a
SPG
single.
wants this.
Fourth
Fangus
shot.
gonna get a 3-man ulti. Gray taking a lot of damage. Is gonna get rooted up. Gray will drop. Could be TP's play as Ice Square looking to get the trade up kill. 2 kills going over to the side of TP so far. Jim won't drop. Zaps is able to get the kill. Ice Square saving Zaps there, unfortunately. A bit awkward as they also lose the top side
Yes,
here.
it was.
So SVG,
Light doing a great job.
yeah.
Light,
SVG is they did lose 2-1, but they are getting more on the map, so I think they'll take that. They are looking for Light though, so I believe Pantheon's ulting. Yep. Flash in for
Yep.
Lulu for some reason, for the polymorph I suppose. But Light should drop shutdown going over to this Duncan. Angus getting
I'll say
knocked out as well.
both ADCs are griefing. Jin stays in that curtain call for way too long.
Yeah.
He gets queued 3 times, and by the time he realizes it's bad, or sorry, Pantheon queued 3 times, and by the time he realizes it's not good, Pantheon can now just W him and Q him and kill him. And then the Tristana, Syndra's already casted R. Then Tristana uses Buster Shot and knocks Syndra to safety.
Yep.
Yeah, both ADCs kind of making some blunders.
Yep. Sure. They TP'd Grim down for the dragon. So it looks like we're gonna have a 5v5 fight for the dragon. Fangus, little slow to the play. Ult coming up soon. I saw no ult. Dragon going down over to Duncan, getting the smite fight. Jim's gonna drop. Maybe they look for Gray here. Fangus not able to get the ulti yet. We'll see if they want to pressure the jungler being down over to Baron. Kind of looks like it.
We are seeing those saplings actually come into play a little bit. Fangus stepped on 1 and lost about 400 HP. So some of it is the ADC gonna make a mistake again? No, the 4th shot on curtain call comes out.
I think a decent
Hits,
curtain
Duncan for a
call,
lot.
just trying to really deter them from going for Baron and get the 4 shot on Duncan. It's 100%.
I'm sure you don't have the
save it.
health bars to contest us. Yeah, I think you're right.
So I mean, overall decent. I mean, decent plays for both teams. Just SPG losing the smite fight, so Jim will drop there, and but still, I mean, still very close. I mean, dead even kills, pretty much dead even gold. I mean, these are the games you like to see.
I agree. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy, but I think I'm probably rooting for Prognosticators here. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I'd love to see a game 3 of where you have to. That's the determining of the series, who gets the most points. And frankly, I hate people who play Syndra. I hate that champion with a burning passion. So you play Syndra, I typically just won't root for you. So
I feel that.
yeah.
I'll have to say I'll root for TP as well, just to get the game 3. But I would have liked to see SVG, like I said, especially that last fight, just to see their comp come alive. Like I felt like that could have been their poke angle they're going for. But it's just unfortunate. Just kind of never see unless they get ahead, just never see the poke angle really mattering. Really.
I'd agree. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't pull the trigger a little bit harder there. I mean, Syndra, maybe I'm wrong. I thought Syndra had decap at that time. I definitely could be wrong. I'm seeing an alternator on Syndra, so I think she did have it during that fight. I mean, I think you just Maokai, as long as it's not Pantheon, I think Maokai can just go in and Zaps can just kill whoever they want. No?
This could be trouble for TP. Grim taking a lot of damage. Oh my god, about
Ooh.
one-shotting Jim.
Ooh.
Jim might be a gone here. No, it's going to be a trade on the Grim. Pantheon did ult in. Sir Longstride taking a lot of damage on the other side. Zaps did fall somewhere. I swear able to pick up Nautilus as well. Looking to go on the Great. ISO taking a lot of damage though. Jim saving his ADC. TP coming up from Light. ISO were trying to go, but is just going to drop the Light. Maybe went a little bit too far and Fangus a little too late into the play as Lulu will drop as well. They did stop the Baron, but they do lose out on the play, unfortunately going a little bit too far and Vegas being a little bit too late.
Yep. Gray having a little bit of a stroke there with that curtain call. Other than that, I'll say on the side of the prognosticators, wow, peeling and the ability that ISO was able to free hit for as long as he did, very well done. Grimm's W came down, was disgusting, but it might have been a little early. You weren't really able to do much after that. I understand that. Yeah, I guess you kind of one-shot the Syndra at the start of that fight. But I'll say the prognosticators peel for for ISO square there looked actually really clean. So
I would say, I think Grim would have been fine if he was able to instantly get the ult down on Maokai and ult him to the bot side of Baron, closer to his team, because his team was down there, but ended up going a bit too far up and fortunately wasn't able to really happen much except for getting a lot of damage down. But they stopped the Baron. They are down a little bit of gold because an extra kill did go over to the side of SPG. So it's looking like it will be another soul fight here in a minute as Grim getting rooted will get the huge blast cone to jump over 2 walls. the escape from SPG. I am seeing pings for Baron, so that's a lot of damage. So maybe TP looks to give Soul for Baron, perhaps? I'm not sure. They did take a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Gray.
you might be right.
Oh my man. The Young Call might be a move. Dropping the ult to almost killing the Lulu with one shot is going to get the tower. Two ults coming down for the tower. We'll see if what they can do. Stanford, well, never mind. They're just going to get another tower. Man, they're one-shotting towers right now. Grib on
You
the
do have
side.
a full build Jhin. I don't know what his rune or secondary runes are, so if he's got Gathering Storm, but if he does have Gathering Storm, he's almost nearly at 1,000 AD. So any fight they take, as long as Gray's allowed to go through an entire magazine, they almost always should win.
Yep. This looks like it's just going to be a Soul for the side of SPG. I guess we're seeing. I guess it is poke. Light got some good poke early, but I guess we are kind of seeing the poke. Gray just putting the damage out right now. Tristana still has 2 items to go. Okay, Gray, the richest member, scaling the only close, or actually Jace somehow has is right behind. Or
Jace
second
is
most.
pretty rich. You're right. Yeah. I
Grim
don't
could be in trouble
know
here.
really how much Jace has had too much
Pantheon
influence here,
ult
but
not hitting anybody. Grim will just take the Maokai ult. Pantheon going in by his lonesome will block damage for a while. So it's just gonna be flash and ult for Duncan. If they can get out, should. Yep. Could be a potential Baron though. Sir Longstrike flashing over, Hook and Fangus. Fangus getting stunned up again, getting rooted. Just cannot move forever. Now Duncan's gonna get knocked
good
up.
God.
Knock up for Lulu. Won't matter much as Duncan sure drop, trying to get the damage on the Gray. Taking a lot of damage, but Gray will drop the barrier on the other side. Jim will barely live. Good dodge. Grim has to flash out. And this could be game here. Gray doing a lot
Could
of
be
damage right
game.
now. Light looking to take tower to take out Grim. Maybe
It
not.
almost looks like maybe that team play component matters more.
Yeah,
I was
well,
surprised by it last game, and I'm surprised by it this game. They just are playing well together.
yeah. I mean, Gray right now is just. I mean, both game 1 and game 2 just kind of being the menace. Doing so much damage right now. It's kind of crazy.
I do hope Gray's not in Lunar Series or the Lunar
No, he sure
bracket.
is. Godspeed.
That's unfortunate. He seems like an absolute monster, and
Oof.
probably will be getting a few of our
Alright,
bans.
so just trying to fight. Does pick up Gray.
Ooh.
Good all coming down for Grim. Zap having to flash out. Barely not dropping. Jim rooting up people. Grim on the hunt. Nobody is looking at the Lulu getting chased out. Fangus just has eyes on the prize, looking for Zaps, flashing forward, is able to pick up the kill. Light now looking to try to trade, taking a lot of damage, having to flash out. Fangus on the hunt still though. Oof, what a great
An
placement of the
absolute
Pantheon ult.
snipe from Pantheon ult.
A
Well
perfect
done.
little
on the
place, is
Pantheon
able
ult.
to pick up the kill. So SPG is able to pick up the Baron, but only 2 members are able to hold on to it. So he's in play for TP. I honestly did not think that was going to go well with Lulu just pretty much standing still and just free firing onto the Gray in the middle of the team.
Yeah, and then you've got Grim pretty much coming down to just finish that off with the set R. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head right now, but the set R. You've got
something breaker.
yeah, you've got so the Stradbreaker to stop him from running away. You have a slow on
Haymaker.
Sorry, what's the R? What's the R name?
R. Showstopper.
Showstopper. Yeah, so Showstopper slows. Then you have Stradbreaker to follow it up. You've got Randuin's for the anti-crit, so you can get onto the Jhin.
And then the slow.
You've got the slow as well. You've got upgraded tabbies. They're at the tier 3. They're not at tier 4 yet. You also have Sterax Gauge. All of this is culminating into, if I get to Jhin, we win the team fight. But he's failed to do that quite a bit this game. And we just saw it right there. If he does, they win. If he doesn't, they lose. So
you're right. If Gray dies, it does seem like the fight is lost for SPG. If he lives, they do win. But I think that fight was really Icewear just full fighting or full hitting as Maokai is dropping the ult along with Gray. Running away with the can is going to root up Lulu. Lulu able to get out though, so 2 ults down for nothing. Duncan jumping onto Maokai. Maokai having to flash out. They do lose 2 key ultis for the team comp, and TP don't really lose anything at all. So
You
they're
know,
looking to push in the mid lane.
Twisted Advance didn't find anybody, and who it did find was just a little bit out of range of that Curtain Call having great value. I think if Curtain Call hits 4th shot there with that Twisted Advance, I think you probably kill Lulu.
Right.
1,000
Good
AG.
double
Ooh.
stun. Not looking great for TP. Lulu dropping the ult down on
Ooh.
Fink is trying to save him. Duncan getting a lot of damage. Zaps is going to drop from a great Grim ult. Grim will drop though, I assuredly think, as he's a
Yep,
bit
not going to
too
be able
far
to find
deep.
Gray, it's looking like.
Yep, is able to get the stun. They are losing their
You have
whole
light,
top
though.
side to light though. Light was split pushing the whole time. Might drop though as they are on the hunt. Is going to get not slow, but will get stunned up. Fangus is going to drop the ult to pick up light.
Oh my.
Elder is spawning in a minute, so he will be spawning. Does have TP, but will be spawning just when that objective spawns.
Just when that comes up. Surprising amount of damage that Jace pumps out there. Almost actually kills Fangus in a 1v3.
Yep.
I was initially going to say, why in the world is Aurora ulting that? And then I saw the Jace damage come out.
Yeah, well, mostly all, as Duncan is looking for Jim, should be able to hit the blast gun though and get out. Yep. Mostly all of SPG is on full build. They are very
right.
close to it. Yeah, Jace is full build, Jim's full build, and Maokai is full build very soon. Syndra in a bit, and I mean Lulu or Nautilus as well. On
And
the
wow,
other
we're
side, I mean, they
seeing
still have
our
items, but
we're seeing our
really late.
3rd sub of the stream come down. Thank you, Sir Longstride. Thank you guys all for the support. Yeah, wow, 3 subs in 1 stream. Well done.
All these subs are gonna fund all the skins.
That's right. Yeah, admins are not pocketing a single dime. It's going all to the players.
Jinal already coming down. Hook coming down onto somebody. The ult's coming down on ISO. ISO's already down. Grim doing the can. Elder's very low. They're looking to finish the Elder. Elder is going over to the side of TP, but I don't think it will matter as Grim tries to flash out. We'll look to try to just back and save the game as he will be the only one left. Duncan will drop. We'll see if Grim can save the game as TP is coming in the top lane. He is the only person
Sole
with Elder.
survivor.
Yep.
Of an absolute
Will get
massacre.
stunned, has no MR, and is getting kind of one shot by that Syndra there.
I'll say I'm a little impressed. That set W, fully charged set W, literally one shot Maokai from where his health was at. So.
Yep. Unfortunately, though, I do think that is the game. So SPG 2-0 in this series. I have to see if TP plays game 3, but very close game. Lots of kills happening. I think Jin just got a little bit too fed and comp was too good.
Yep.
For Jin, just hitting from a distance.
Yeah, that was a much closer game to follow. I think Prognosticators had the answers. They had the ability to win that fight. They just couldn't execute it. They couldn't get onto Jin. And now I'm saying that they have the ability to do it. And while I do believe that, it's possible that Saving Private Gray, their heal, their frontline characters just did a better job. They just peeled better than the tools that Prognosticators had to kill the carries. I'll reiterate again, much closer game and very enjoyable to watch.
Give me a second. I'll pull up the game 2 stats. I can already tell you. I won't spoil, but somebody had a lot of damage. I won't say who, but I think we can all guess.
A lot. Plenty of damage. I am a little impressed by gold per minute on Gray, which I guess doesn't really surprise me. His 17 kills and 9 assists, but he pulled in 516 gold per minute. That's great potential. That was impressive, I must say. One notable thing as well is Sir Longstride pulling in about 20 more vision score than the Lulu, the substitute here. And I say that on the 20 vision score, but Saving Private Gray's team also just had better vision. Light tying Grim. Jim having 18 more vision score than Duncan Voiles. Zaps having 9 more vision score than Fangus. They just see the map. Now, I will admit, ISO has 14 more vision score than Gray, but it just doesn't make up for it. So Saving Private Gray sees everything, can go where they want because they know they have that information, and I think that is just invaluable to playmaking.
That's a little bit better. Numbers on the for blue side aren't plugging the thing, but yeah. Jin having a lot of damage.
Jin, yeah, pulling in. I mean, expected carry. Oh, that came out really bad on stream. What have you just changed?
It's a little squished.
Yeah, very, very squishy. You've got a lot of play on the edges here. It's still legible technically. Yeah. So about 25k damage difference from Gray to ISO Square. I think it looked a lot better though. I think ISO's definitely more comfortable in that role, clearly. But the one notable thing I will say is I'm really surprised Zaps actually had more damage than Fangus. From what I saw from Fangus, and it's a little odd he does have a Magi's Soul Stealer. A little odd he bought that, but from what I saw from him, I actually really expected him to have more damage than his mid laner, than the opposing mid laner. The stream did not like that one either, so actually that one's in fact worse, I think.
I see.
So okay.
I got it now. Locked in.
Okay.
It's locking in.
Yeah, I assume the studio will update here in a second.
God, what just happened? Okay, maybe not. What?
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know what is happening. Whatever the first one you had was probably the best.
Is it updating? Okay, hold on.
Best iteration.
It's updating.
That's probably what I would say.
While I'm messing with it.
If it's not on the screen now, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I thought that was a good game. I'm curious to see what they do now that they don't have access to some stuff. Listen, I'm turning into a Saving Private Gray hater here. I just don't want them to 3-0 Prognosticators. I don't want to. My Peacekeepers, I want my team to be top of the leaderboard. You can call me the most biased caster on the planet here, which is fine. I think that's probably applicable. But I would love to see Prognosticators take one away from SPG.
That look better.
It's not updating on stream yet. Yeah, it will. We'll swap over here in a second. Yeah, that's a little bit more legible, I'd reckon. Quality came out a little odd, but other than that, it's a lot more legible than the other iterations you had.
But 1080p, it looks good. It's a little interesting to see that. I guess how the sub's just blank. I guess you don't sign up.
Yeah, to be expected. I think we don't really want subs that are brought in from outside the track. Unless you're signing on to be a replacement. That's typically kind of what we wanted. So
I mean, I guess even if you're a sub, if you want to sign up, pretty sure it'll still track. Pretty sure it'll still track you even if you aren't on the team.
Yeah. So I actually experimented with that a little bit. I don't know if anybody in the channel here right now. I see we got 31 viewers. I don't know if any of you guys are subs, but I would love if you all could just pass along this information, and we can do an announcement if necessary. We can put you simply on a sub team on Summit Seasons. And as long as you're signed in and on that team, your stats will track throughout any game that you sub into. And as far as I could tell, there's no limit to how many players you can have on a team. So just let us know if you want to be kind of a consistent sub. Buddha, I know you were always around for some reason. You have some innate ability to always have the sub. So if you would like to, we can add you to it and go from there. I don't know if you, I don't remember if you got drafted. You might already be on Summit, but any of your friends or anybody you know, just let us know. Going right into the game 3 pick and ban on draft lol. We see the same 3 bans on both sides. Understandable. You're on the PBR teams. Okay, Buddha. Yep. Yeah, I figured you were, with how active you are in the community, I figured you were probably on somebody's team. Prognosticators grabbing Trist again. I liked the Trist. When Trist was allowed to free hit, that's what I liked. But Trist wasn't always allowed to free hit. So we will see what happens here. The Rumble, I like the Rumble. I think Rumble's very good in competitive play if played correctly.
It is curious though why I mean, even though they ended up winning the game, why they, if he could play, why did he didn't pick up the first game?
Well,
I
that is
thought
a
they
good
would have
point.
bet.
Actually, I'm not entirely sure. That is a good point.
In the same boat, I suppose is, I guess Saf is gonna pick an 80 pick here. I guess it's gonna be Yone. Pretty sure he plays Yone a good bit, so.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Pretty sure,
I'm
yeah.
unaware of that, but you might be right.
I just don't know what other 80 pick Zap's each, but I don't think he
Zed.
plays.
They're gonna break out. They're gonna break out Zed, and I'm gonna harass
He
them on
plays Zed?
stream for every mistake they make. And yeah, that's my goal. I don't think he's gonna lock in. I don't think he's gonna lock in Zed, but I do like the Alistar here more than the Lulu. And I can actually bring up some stats on that real quick on if that actually is statistically a better matchup. I don't know that off the top of my head. So let me look for all of you beautiful viewers. That
They do pick the same, probably the same ADC jungle, which it did look good. It was a very close game, so it did look good. I think the Empire Grey just able to win it. I think the Otacon really just kind of put it back in their favor, and they were to bring it back to their comp. Makes sense there.
so
They went to Darius 6
Alistar
man.
actually has statistically, and keep in mind this is filtered 1.4 million sample size and about Diamond 2 and above, but in that statistics realm, Alistar actually has a 2% worse win rate than Lulu with the Tristana matchup. So I'm not entirely sure. I like it more. I think it's better. I think Alistar is disgusting, especially with his indomitable will. But we'll see.
Hmm. Wait, Rumble mid or jungle? Wait, booking. Uh, TP do pick the Jackson Akali. Not sure. I mean, I think this is a top
I'm
laner. I'm not sure how
excited to
much
see Akali.
game. Yeah, I'm not sure how much he has. How many games he has on Akali. But you know,
Um,
Akali mid
my
top.
question
Oh, hand in hand.
is it it's Rumble mid, no? Right? It's
Maybe
Rumble mid or is
no.
it Rumble top?
Maybe jungle.
Or is it
It's
Rumble
Rumble
jungle?
jungle. Yeah.
Rumble jungle. Okay.
Rumble jungle and a
Uh,
Galio mid at top.
both are very good. Other than um, even though the Alistar can technically cleanse the set ult, um,
Well,
the set ult still does the damage. Based on
yeah,
whatever
but
character he grabs. I still like Saving Private Gray's comp. I mean, you have the set body slam. If Jax goes in on your backline or Alistar or Pantheon, you can body slam them off. You have the Galio peel. You have the Braum peel. The only little questionable thing is Braum's not getting crazy passive value. You have Misfortune. Maybe I mean Set's gonna auto a little. Galio's gonna auto a little. Rumble's gonna auto a little. The Braum value is not as high as it could be.
yeah, yeah, I think I like the Prognosticators comp a good bit more this time around.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, because the set doesn't really. I mean, I know you're talking about the Alistar, but the Alistar doesn't really get that much HP as a support. So I don't think it will matter that much really, ulting them in, and I think it's kind of hard for them
True.
besides the set jumping on the backline to get onto the Tristana really. Uh, I mean the Galio's good. I think it'd be hard for although it'd be hard for the Gray's team to jump on the Prognosticators. It's kind of hard for Prognosticators to jump onto Gray's team. So
You are right. Yeah, I think this is gonna be really hard for Akali to play. Actually, Akali
yeah,
jumps on, she gets Galio taunted. She jumps on, she gets set E'd or she gets set Ard. She jumps on, she gets Braum passive stacked up or Braum ulted. I think this is really hard for Akali to do much here. And positioning is going to be the most key component of this series. So. Just want to touch. We've got other games going right now. Super quick update. We just saw that the Raccoon Banditos are 1-0 against the Ruleless League. And that just completed. And you can see all of those stats if you just go to our info and rules and click on the Summit Seasons thing. Even if you don't have an account, you can still view all those statistics. And so that's kind of the convenient part of it. You don't have to be in our league. You can still view our stats. It's kind of cool. So, yeah, go check that out if you ever get a chance.
another cool thing I guess, even if you don't want to look at the stats now that we have tournament codes, even if you look at op.gg, the games pull up on there.
Oh, really? I was actually unaware of that. Really?
Yeah, yep. Tournament codes
Oh,
pop up on your match history. So I mean, not even op.gg. I think you could just pull up on your match history, or
hmm.
anybody else's match history. You see the tournament code. So tournament codes are
That's
just kind of
convenient.
goaded.
Yep, and we've got Summit Seasons to thank for that. I'm not going to take any responsibility for that application. Uh, I am an attorney, not a computer engineer, or a computer programmer. So, shout out to that guy. Shout out to Summit Seasons. Go check him out. He does wonderful work, and he's willing to put up with all of our bullshit. So, we appreciate him.
Yep, yep. He's been working hard to fix it up. So uh,
Yep.
cater a little bit more, or fixing up so caters a little bit more to our type of league, our style.
Yep.
But
Yep.
cool stats. I like the little op.gg ranking and having the rankings with the team and stuff. Actually, I wonder now if I assume Iso Square probably moves out of taking the membership
Out of
spot
the All Stars team.
for
Yeah,
whatever
let's
reason.
look. I can update the All Stars team
Oh, now
real
it's the
quick and let's see.
now it's Shot Rock and flops. Oh, I guess yeah, I
Oh, I
guess
guess they played pretty well.
took over less, huh?
Might be missing a good series. Yeah, for Dream Team now we've got Gray, Buck Wild, Dream to Me, Flops, and Shot Rock. Quite interesting. Yeah, wow. Um, and I just want to point out something. This is fun. This is funny already to me. We had Arctic sub in for the Peacekeepers. He pulled off great game, great series, 28 kills over 3 games. Took the #1 leaderboard spot, and Gray has managed to surpass him in 2 games with 31 kills in 2 games. And so I think Gray is going to be an absolute force to reckon with. The fact that he's already passed some of the leaderboard stats in 2 games is scary to me. He now just took the highest strand score, which is how much you're contributing to your team and winning the game. Just took that from Buck Wild. He's now in second place for peak as well. Gray is just an absolute force to be reckoned with. So it's going to be a good season.
I am a little sad that TP had to pull in a sub and go to this because they are one of the better bot lanes, and I was kind of excited to see them actually. I felt like where Scaling or Duncan wouldn't have to play his Vigar and LeBlanc and stuff because I was excited to see them actually play their stuff bot lane. So a little sad about that because the Lunar League is definitely about the bot lane opposed to the Solar League. So
Yep.
excited to see I was excited to see these bot lanes go against each other. A little sad,
Well,
but
I need to hop out. I gotta make another admin ruling here. Gotta make some stuff happen. So I will be right back. And yeah, Solomon should be able to carry this for the time being. So
got it. Low. A little bit. Just talk about the game, man. They are tanky. This Kali is gonna struggle. Ain't I right? Slip incarcerated. How we doing, chat? Feeling good? Feeling lively? I think I'm a little honestly. It's a little unfortunate. I was a little too busy for the season. I was kind of now that I'm seeing all these the stats with the on the summit with the SPG and all that or whatever it is. I'm a little sad I'm not playing on it. I just like stats, doing the stats page. Would have liked to probably have my name on a leaderboard, you know. On the hop up on in there. Our end game. I imagine there won't be any well, F swap sides. I wonder if SPG will do their same invade onto the Raptor camp. Honestly, I'm a fan of it. Just getting, or I'm a fan of as a jungler just getting wards onto the into the enemy jungle. Just knowing where just knowing where the enemy jungler starts helps so much as a jungler up on the track. It looks like it's just gonna be a 5-point this time. Pretty much your perfect 5-point. They're almost in line with each other. I guess in the same thought, I'm curious if Duncan Voiles will look to invade early, but no, they are going for the same invade. They're getting their word onto the Raptor camps. Duncan, honestly, ill-advised. They got the word on the red. I think it's ill-advised to just walk. Honestly, I feel like when you see the enemy side walk in into one side, just walk into the other side, get the ward, just so you can know. But Grim doing the job for him, and he's gonna get punished for this. The root aunt barely is gonna miss from Zaps, and Grim takes a little bit of punishment. Gonna missing a couple hundred health. The top lane. Uh, kind of a couple hundred health for the sins of his jungler. Should have been the one to do it. Unfortunate, but well. I'm not sure how the top lane matchups goes. He's gonna get stunned. We'll get the stun back, so it's actually looking pretty good, pretty even for taking that 200 health trade. Maybe not as much anymore, but I don't know if Dream's in the chat, but I'm pretty sure Dream's chilling when he's playing Akali and Nagalia, but I don't know about Fang as Grim. Now not looking so great that he took that couple hundred health trade as the bot side SPG getting the level 2 first. ISO will get right back, getting some damage down. Alistar back to half health. Zaps taking a lot of damage. He's gonna get a taunt and we'll be able to get out, but a lot of trading going on in every lane so far. So is looking bot lane. I'm not sure if the try was warded, and he's taking back. He can buy boost if he didn't take the magic footwear. Oh, never mind. We'll buy a longsword. That's fair. We'll be a little bit behind in the jungle camps. Not sure if he'll go for. Honestly, if he's doing this, it just go straight for the boss go after clearing top camps, but could be a little bit too late for that. Rumble's already on his red buff. Uh, Looking pretty even across the board. Besides Grim taking a lot of health, Light on the set having a lot of health regen. Able to sustain in that lane. Maybe Duncan doing some weird stuff. For blue first. Usually you just go for wolves. Have your blue for a little bit longer, but the last. Maybe could have just ran straight top honestly, but Rumble's looking to be first into the top side. Duncan actually skipping wolves. putting a Q down there for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, support's trying to go to jungle for some reason. I don't know. Weird. Stay out. Stay out of my jungle. Zaps is boarding the bot side, so Duncan shouldn't really be able to get a whole lot. Boards everywhere. Could walk through the try. Let's see if we can be able to read it. Grim getting the stun down. A lot
Ooh,
of.
Grim gonna take a great
Ooh,
trade.
oh wow!
Oh, it's
Grim's
very
able to get
close
it. No
top lane.
W
That
from
was
set.
impressive.
Or Kazo
Yeah, wow.
flashing in, getting the flash out for Gray, flash out for Sir Longstride as well as Duncan shooting the drive by. Stun coming out on
Longshot actually
Kazo.
didn't flash out. That Braum W actually had the distance there. Gray kind of saved him a little bit there. So Longshot actually doesn't flash.
Ooh, Duncan
Um,
flashing on the Gray.
as
Exhaust
far
is
as I
coming
was
down
aware,
though.
no?
Or Kazo
Am I
getting
wrong?
good knockup, but Jim is here. ISO Square using barrier, jumping out. They should be able to walk out as no flashes for the side of SPG. Although Jim's taking a lot of damage, stepping a little bit too far forward, is going to get stunned, but I'm sure Kazo wasn't close enough to get the combo.
You're right, and I'm gonna correct myself. Solomon was right.
Gray
So
is
Longshot did
dying.
flash.
Yep.
I
But just
am
like
wrong. Yeah,
just like I
said
was
that.
right with that, you were right about the executes. Graham was able to get another solo kill and it was able to collect the feast. But I will say you were right. Maybe that Q from Pantheon would kill because his Q did execute Gray there as Asuka's getting jumped on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably one of the more overtuned abilities. I understand Pantheon kind of falls off. Ooh.
Jim getting jumped on, but now Duncan might be a little too far forward. Jim's 1 health is able to pick up Duncan there. Fangus is there on Akali, is going to get rooted up, getting spotted out. Sir Longstride getting knocked up is going to drop as well as
Oh my.
Jim. Zaps is on the way though. Fangus taking a tower shot, flashing over, but should drop the Zap. Zaps going to get hit up by the wall when he tries to dash, but we'll be able to pick up the kill anyway onto Fangus. And
I'll say well done on Sir Longstride initially for protecting Jim. That Braum shield, I think, saves Jim right there. The Duncan Voiles had the empowered E on Pantheon, which the slam down actually does a significant amount of damage at the end of that E. And I actually think Sir Longstride saves him there. Unfortunately, we saw the Akali kind of in the Alistar just kind of clean that up, but good play by him.
yep. Overall, I mean, pretty even in the boss. I mean, 3 for 3, and then really the only difference is Grib getting the 2 solo kills. But it works on the light now, taking out all that frustration from not being able to carry game 2. Yeah, definitely light. Light's feeling it now. Is up on CS, getting the good flash. Follow up flash prediction. You will with a stun, getting the 3rd solo kill on the light. Kind of getting out of control now, even though he's still down in farm, but getting out of control. Top side.
Yep, I would agree. Hyper carry designed to be weak early is able to do that. You're in for a rough game. If anything, if I was to say anyone was going or any was going to happen, last game was even. This game, I think we're going to see a pretty significant snowball. And I don't think it's gonna be that even. As long as Grim can take his lead and extend it to other lanes.
It's looking to be like it's gonna be a lot of work to make these highlights. It's looking to be like a 40-minute highlight video now. You guys just constantly just fighting out.
Yeah, this I would say is one of the more aggressive series.
Yep.
As far as I can tell. Yeah.
Twilight Zone and PBRE was pretty aggressive, and then the piggies and the isopods was a good bit slower. So I didn't see your guys' game, but
We played really slow.
Yeah, so
we play super slow, other than on objectives.
Yeah.
There's almost no lane trading. I'll say Buck tries to do it in the top lane just because he's masters and can do what he wants. I definitely don't lane trade, and then we saw Arctic kind of just only trade when Buck was down there or the jungler was down there. So
Grim giving a handy, never mind, Fangus trying to give it back. Grim was trying to let Fangus get a kill up in the top side, but Fangus was trying to feed instead. Jim is in the top lane, might look for Grim. Grim's gonna get the tower plate back off very wisely as Jim and Zaps on the top lane. Jim is gonna drop ult. Let's see if Fangus save him. Never mind, the minions will get him. So Jim will just drop ult for nothing. Decent play for them. Just getting what gold they can.
yep.
They want to go for.
Gonna drop the pink ward in a bush that's already warded. I'm
That's fine.
expecting that play because Duncan Boyle's the top side. That's the only way I'm expecting that. And it looks like he's actually gonna go grubs here. Okay. It's possible Grim thinks that Light is recalled.
I
But I could
think
be wrong.
he saw him from the other war, so it should be fine. Honestly, I don't think
You'll see.
Grim
Okay.
is. Grim could be in some trouble. Man, Set does have ult. Could be in some trouble. We'll see if he wants to push up after that wave. I imagine not. Grim's pretty good about recognizing wave as Duncan's pick up the void grubs.
Seen that E come down. Ooh, oh my,
Nice,
big
so
trade.
taking a lot of damage from
Yeah, we
double
got the
Q.
gray BF sword into you've got Love Tap and then you've got the Misfortune Q. Absolutely chunking. And Gray or ISO just doesn't have it yet. He's got Scout Slingshot, one of I believe actually statistically the worst component in the game.
Yep.
You
And so
yeah, he just can't possibly trade that back. So
yep, it's unfortunate. You have to build it, but definitely would maybe some other maybe just components of that with some other components is better. But yeah, I heard that is just the worst thing to build.
yeah, I
Sure.
believe actually statistically it literally is the worst thing to build.
Yes.
You win more games building a longsword than you do Scout Slingshot.
I
So
believe it. Zaps is getting jumped on. Does flash.
oh
Flash follow for Duncan. Is able to pick up Zaps there. Good play. Good proactive play. If I get better, could get jumped on those. Flash forward for Jim. No flash for Duncan now, as he's just gonna instantly
yep.
drop ult coming out from
And
the
that
Rumble.
and that flash kills him there.
Yep.
As an assassin mid player, I'm clearly not the best at Akali. I play Zed, but I don't think he actually needs to R2. I think he can wait. Zaps has flash. I think you just wait if he's gonna flash it out, so that Duncan Voiles doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a blunder.
I didn't. Did he R2'd there before Zap flash? He did.
Yeah,
I
so
thought he just R1 and
the
then he flashed and
yeah
have it up.
as the gank was coming in, he R1s, goes over the Galio there and backtracks because he gets Assassin's Mark move speed. And because he had backtracked so far to get that Assassin's Mark, he actually goes out of range. And he R2 to get back into range of Zaps. But I actually don't think he has to. The
Flash
Pantheon.
forward for Braum. Flash forward for Gray as well to get the stun down the I square. Good all coming down. Barriers coming down as well as exhaust. Good knockup though. Triple knockup trying to save his ADC. And now Zaps is in trouble. Akali and Duncan Boyles are down there. Lots of damage coming down. Gray should drop. Good plays from Alistar, honestly, or Kazo. Kind of clutching up here. Get some great plays from Alistar. Triple knockup and the good knockup to the wall, or push the wall.
Yeah, that was a great play. Wow. I mean, he held him in place for the exact amount of time that the rest of the reinforcements, for lack of a better word, needed to take to get there. That was clean. Maybe this was his champion. I don't know. The Lulu didn't look crazy, but the Alistar is looking a lot better. So
I mean, I don't know if the Alistar could play that better. That sequence was because
I don't think so either.
triple knockup, knocking the ADC into the wall. Yeah, great play, and look at that. Even making sure the wave crashes into the tower. What more can you ask for from a support? Good play from TP again, yet again. I mean, we're seeing when Duncan's just on the Pantheon, or the Pantheon just on, I guess, but making great plays early. We'll see if they're able to hold it on. This time, definitely the Grim, a good bit of ahead of the game here. Top side, so I guess it's the biggest difference, but still see if they can hold on to the lead that they have this time.
My only concern here is with Grim being as far ahead as he is, or in theory as far ahead as he is, why we don't see a freeze coming top lane. So that Light is just never in this game again.
Yeah, I think he's been opting into taking turret plates. The top tower's down to 2 plates. So I guess that's the, hold out the top for a couple waves or just do this and get some turret plates. I guess is the, tip for tat you're going for. Seeing the dragon going down, half health. Looking onto Duncan. Zaps is going to get the taunt down, but the rest of the team's onto the dragon. Should drop. Duncan trading on the Zaps. A little bit ill-advised. Could drop. Zaps not going to get the knock up. Duncan looking to trade still. Ice Square is going to hit. MF ult will come down. Good play from Ice Square to get the kill and jump out.
Away.
Akali is there now. Ice-Square's over the wall though. Akali's gonna go back over, gonna get the kill on the sure long stride. Jim could be some trouble now. Looking for the Alistar. Fengus should be able to pick up Ice-Square. Well, never mind. Alistar will
Yeah, I mean,
steal the kill.
we're seeing that indomitable will though on our Quazo. We're seeing that indomitable will that I think right now it's at 55 or 50% damage reduction, just simply flat. And he just didn't have the damage to kill him. Jim just simply couldn't do it. That damage reduction matters a lot more than you think, I think. So
Yep. Yeah, they got the dragon. They kept going too far, thinking that they could pick up Duncan, but yeah, just a bit too far. And a great play from ISO to dodge out barely on the MF ult, but still jump in to get the kill. Pretty well placed. They're able to, although lose the dragon, still win the fight.
yep. I'll say good target acquisition on our Quazo again for knocking Gray out of that Misfortune ult. Granted, I don't think the value was crazy. I don't think the Misfortune ult was positioned well, but nope.
Cast a curse a bit. Quazo gonna get shut down. I square no W. Should drop, get stunned up, and that's 2 shutdowns over to the side of.
I think we may have
SPG.
killed our Quazo by talking about him. I think it's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, stayed a bit too long because that was still after the play. They were looking to get that bot tower first, but in the meantime, Grim got the solo kill on the tower onto Light, and instead should be able to pick up the top tower top. So, Grim pretty far ahead. Yep, most gold in the game. I square second, so TP is in a great spot here. They just giving over 2 shutdowns, not the best. Maybe you need to chill out a little bit. You don't want to give Gray any more gold. As Fangus is getting jumped on and just gonna instantly die. Not sure what was the thought process there. I think he could kill the tower, but getting over another kill. And this is kind of the name of TP game, where they make some great plays around the map and then just kind of give over some free gold. If they clean that up, it could be a pretty good team. Maybe do pretty good in the group. I don't know. Still, TP does have the 3K gold lead. 3K gold lead. Looking to potentially play on this mid tower, get some damage down. They resetting. What we got here? We got Dragon in 2 minutes. I wonder where
around that.
move
Yeah.
Grim. I
think they had. I mean, they have to bring Grim down.
Yeah.
Grim is their 1v9 right now. I mean, granted, Jax is still kind of scaling, but he's the powerhouse. So
Yeah.
I think maybe you send Akali top. I think you send Akali top, wave clear that, and then teleport.
I mean,
I honestly think Fangus needs to be there to or Grim needs to be there to pressure initially.
yeah, we'll say. I mean, he does have Force, but he's not really ahead in items. He's gonna get jumped on by Jim. Might have to fight his way out. Getting a lot of damage down. Rumble will come down. Grim getting slowed. Will get smited. Slowed again. Pulled back. He does get the counter strike down, but it won't matter as Rumble is able to pick up the kill. Pushing up a little bit too far. And I was gonna say, although Grim is the most fed, item-wise wasn't that far ahead. Does have the call for now, so a little bit more, but you know, unfortunately, I mean, if he was 2 items, then yes, definitely to be there. But honestly, across the board, item-wise, everybody's pretty equal besides support.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say it. I think, I'm having a stroke. SPG, Turby, sorry. I think SPG is, I can't fathom the way that and how important it is that these players just know each other.
Yep.
And they're able to just make these plays that normal teams that are kind of just drafted with the concept of mind of statistics, they're able to make these plays that those teams just can't. And I understand they're having a little bit of a worse one here, but it is still like making the play on the Jax there is still just normal teams just aren't able to do some of that.
Yep.
So
I mean, it also helps maybe got a pretty good jungler. As the jungler's gonna get jumped on. Duncan Boyle is jumping on the Jim flashing out. Duncan blocking a lot of damage. Alistar's kind of left on his lonesome now. His fingers is on the back line, looking on the gray. We'll get jumped back. Zap's ult coming down. The knock up is gonna pick up the Alistar. Light ulting on the ice square. Also trying to jump out on the other side. Grim trying to get what he can. Is gonna drop. Zap's flashing out. Duncan is able to pick up one kill. He was able to get Fangus is on the back line. Is able to get the double kill
Ooh.
and pick up the triple kill. Great
Seeing
play
that
from
execute
Fangus.
damage coming in massive for Duncan Boyles right there.
Yep. I think it
Yeah.
was a pretty good play from Fangus. He went on the back line. I believe was able to pick up the gray as well and keep Braum on them too. And
Yeah.
just
I
shack
mean,
two of them for
Fangus's
free.
target acquisition is impressive there. I'm surprised they don't have the peel ready for that. I mean, it's the only
Well,
assassin on the
they
team.
went on to they went on to
but-
front line, and it's like I said. I mean, they were just Duncan just went in, so they're all focused on him, and things was just able to go on the back line as they're all just focusing on the front line really.
Yep.
And Fangus was just
Yep.
able to pretty much get the 1v2, and that's what that's pretty much all an Akali needs to do. Just track two of them, let your team win. Good play. Pick up the dragon, win the fight. They just need to keep it up. There's no objective for a while, so I imagine it's going to be a fairly slow game. Otacon is up, but I don't imagine.
Well, we do have
anything's
Otacon. Yeah.
but
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
imagine
we do have
anything starting
Otacon.
until this fight or something happens.
Keep in mind that
Oh, Gray's getting jumped on. Good stun, good knock up. Ice Square is there. Great. Will drop as well as Sir Longstride assuredly as the TP is coming in. Surely looking for an Otacon play. Jim gonna get knocked up. Grimm's on the back line looking for Zaps. Sir Longstride in a bit of no man's land. Zaps is also getting jumped on. He's able to get out. The jump and the flash. Should be an Otacon though. Even though their jungler is dead, they should have the damage to pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, great play there. I gotta say, I think a little bit of a blunder on the Rumble. I think the Rumble, if the Rumble Q just faces Pantheon when he gets stunned, I think you actually can kill Alistar there. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to say earlier, keep in mind, and especially for this series, and then we know we've had some aggressive series earlier, with the new changes to the season, and then this new Otacon, the more bloody the match is, actually the better the Otacon becomes. Because you're collecting those, you have more rose petals on the map. And when you do collect those, because when you collect the new Otacon, you're collecting them at a higher value. And so I actually, yeah, I mean, I think if you're ahead and the match is really bloody, Otacon is one of the best objectives you can take now. Arguably, if it's really bloody, better than Baron.
Sure. Yeah. It gives I mean I don't know. I mean I know it gives XP and that's right.
Yeah, it gives XP and it gives adaptive force. And with the hold on, I might.
I could be in trouble here. Did flash out already. Does have the fully charged W. Is not going to hit though. Alt going to come out. Rumble alt will come out. Zap's alt coming out as well. They're burning everything, trying to save him. As the TP and Galli alt came down. Duncan blocking a lot of damage, but the rest of TP is there. Gonna be
Oh
3
my.
kills over. MF alt not gonna matter. Has to run away. ISO jumping in shouldn't matter. Baron's not up for a while. We'll see if they want to push the tower. Picking up three free kills though, as they tried to save the homie. Good play, good proactive play from TP. Just kind of wish they did this from the get go, honestly.
I agree. Yeah, I mean they look phenomenal now. I don't know what changed. Honestly, it could just be for the fact that they just don't have access to champs, saving Private Gray, because of the fearless style we employ. So it's possible that that is how they're winning this so hard. But I think they have to just let him die top lane. I don't understand the burning of so many resources for that. You've kind of just sealed your fate by doing what you just did. So
ISO trying to save Alistar might die. Trying to save the support here. Rumble coming down, barrier coming down, jumps
Oh my.
out, will live. Alistar does drop, but staying a little bit too long for TP here. ISO might be able to get out. Gray's gonna find him though. And yep.
Oh, will he?
that's
Oh,
gonna be a
yes, he will. Yep.
Shutdown.
Yep. Any money on Gray is scary. But I'll say great buster shot on Sir Longstride there. From ISO onto
Yeah.
Sir Longstride. I think it saved him as long as it did, but sadly it just didn't make a difference in the end.
Yeah, they
So.
just needed to not be there from the get-go.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think. I mean, they could still be up for Dragon, but yeah, we'll say. I mean, obviously, Duncan won't most likely continue to jungle, but they banned Pantheon. I'm pretty sure doesn't look as good for TP as it does right now. I don't know, another jungler that Duncan plays a lot. Not looking good for TP, I
Definitely not the
believe.
Kane.
Jumping on light, MF ult coming down light, fully charged.
Ooh.
He's gonna get a slow on
Good
Duncan.
recognition there
Flash out.
with the Duncan Boils.
Good flash from Duncan to not get stunned up there. Could have been
Yep.
a little rough. Now, Angus is on the side. Seeing who
I
will
think
walk forward.
you have to find the Akali here. You have to. I mean, actually, honestly, there's so many damage
Looks
threats.
like Grimm's gonna be forced to jump in. Gets a triple stun.
Okay.
He's gonna drop though. Pushed up a little bit too far. Now the Dragon's on the plate. Let's see if they're able to stop it. Is it Fangus is on the side. See if he's able to find out anybody. Light is going to not get the back off. Rumble is coming down. Ice Square is hitting.
Fangus.
Set does get the ult off. Zap's also gonna knock up Fangus. Fangus getting shut down. Light is gonna drop, but on the other side, Ice Square drops, as well as the Alistar. And Duncan's just gonna have to back as they took the 4v5, hoping for the best, and unfortunately, probably ill advised. They're just giving more gold over, along with the objective.
I think major difference right there is vision.
Yeah.
Fangus had to face check that set. Granted, the set didn't really do that much, but Fangus is forced to do it. Is concerned about who's there. Uses Shroud immediately. Walks a little bit too far. Gets taunted by Galio and ultimately doesn't do anything. That was simply a setup difference. And I understand it's really hard to play from the assassin side, but
Duncan and Grim looking to make some magic happen here. Grim getting a lot of damage coming down there very low. Fangus has TP'd in as well. Grim getting one kill onto Gray. Grim getting a second kill, getting a third. These two are wiping the team. Maybe Duncan could have helped and honestly might have been able to wipe him completely.
I
Grim's
think
just
I would
kind of
agree
putting
with
the
you
work
there.
in there.
Yep.
Especially with Fangus
I
TPing.
think I agree with you.
I think it could have been it. No ult for Duncan, so maybe they still try to start it. Jim is still alive, but no flash. We'll have to walk in. They don't have vision on it. They'll know he's there now. Duncan is there.
We're seeing. Oh,
he's gonna
there's
get jumped on. Fangus is gonna get rooted. Fangus gonna ult. Jim will drop. Good kill. Light, the next to potentially drop. Second ult for Fangus. Baron does go down. Set gets the ult down. E from Fangus gonna hit. Going in. W will come down. And Light's gonna drop. Good play for TP. I mean, really salvaged because if they lost the Baron, that might have been a game. But Grim and Duncan kind of put on the really Grim because Duncan just kind of left. But Grim just putting the hero pants on, trying to save the game, getting the triple kill.
Yeah, I would agree. Literally put the team on his back. I want to point out, I'm not trying to rip on one player. We saw Fangus build a Magi's Soul Stealer last game, and we're seeing him build a Magi's Soul Stealer this game. My only concern is there's so many answers on Saving Private Gray that is it too dangerous to build this item?
Yeah.
Are you immediately just going to lose it and then you're never going to really have those stacks back again? I understand having the Dark Seal and having that value, but unless he can start one-shotting, I'm just a little concerned he picked that up.
He is probably dropping here, so yeah, flash out won't matter, and that's gonna be some stacks gone.
And it's looking like I am professional caster Chris here.
On the other side, though, Light is gonna drop, and it should be a mid tower as well. The ult from Rumble shouldn't matter too much. Is gonna get jumped on. Zap's ult gonna come down. Hourglass gonna come down, and Alistar will most likely be the casualty. Bringing it to ultis, but they do get the
looking
mid
like
tower
we're
and the
seeing
bot
that
tower.
Indomitable Will. The Indomitable Will buys them a ton of time, allows his ADC and the rest of his team to kind of walk out of here. I'm a little interested to see what happens next year.
They honestly could fight this. honestly. I think they don't know where Zaps is, but they coulda. They coulda. They could kill people there, but
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, we see Zap says TP, so in the event they do take that fight, he can just be there.
could still look.
It looks like
Jim
they.
probably
Oh,
gonna drop. Going a little too far. Flashing out is still gonna drop. Grim jumping and getting the flash down. Sir Longstride is gonna go down now. That's potentially the next target. Taking a lot of damage. He's gonna get rooted up and it's gonna drop as well. And yeah, like I said, this 3 core right here is nothing to scoff at. They just went a little bit too far forward side of SPG.
yep. And Duncan Voiles goes in, can can get that armor shred going. Followed by the Jax Counterstrike. And ISO can just start hitting again. And Duncan Voiles has on that Pantheon has so much so much CDR that
Yep.
by the time Counterstrike is done, he has W again.
Oof.
And so, oh my,
This is looking to be the game though. Actually, the game just ends.
that is.
Grim
It is,
sacrificed
that's the
himself,
game.
but that's the game. Good
They're
comeback.
gonna
Third
take it
game.
back. Yeah. There we
You
go.
know, I think we saw from last season, but every game matters here. So we have every team, all the teams play. Make sure they play the 3 games no matter what. And yep, third game does make a difference.
Third game does add up. I know we end up typically having people not want to play towards the later end of the season. I understand that. But I would encourage everybody to play all 3 games out as much as you can. So and there it is. Yeah. And let's look at some stats here real quick. I'm gonna pull up the summit seasons unless the stream isn't gonna cooperate. I understand we're having that issue a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I guess let's address these stats.
Interviews.
Gray makes sense. Damage makes sense on Gray. Having that much damage makes sense.
I am surprised that they had the most damage. They just lost, but Jim and Gray had most damage, 1 and 2.
I am also surprised Zaps pulled as much damage as he did. I'm surprised by that completely. With Fangus building what he built, we have a 4 melee comp. I expected that Leandri's really to do a lot, but I think they just had so much shutdown that it didn't matter. And yeah, I think we saw it quite interesting. Duncan Voiles, most damage on his team, just barely. And highest or second highest strand score on his team. I think it's well deserved. So, are we wanting to get an interview up here?
Good question. We will see. See.
If anyone wants to come up, you don't have to. Yes, but we would like a representative. Oh, Sir Longstride wants to come up. Okay. Yep. We can do Longstride.
Sure.
Is there anyone on the side of TP prognosticators that wants to come up? Actually, I need to pay out the people who bid, so I'm gonna pay them out right now.
If Sir Long channel up. Stream the other games? I cannot. I have to go to bed. Maybe Dream gets home. Stream. Mayhaps. I know a lot of the games are already underway. Well underway.
Yeah. Let me just check. Let me see if we've got any games that are completed yet.
Yeah, we did have an FF.
Yeah, we did have an
Did
FF.
not play.
So Masters Mormon Missionaries has taken an FF vote over. Well, it's not a vote, but they took a win, a 3-0 win over the highest of Crocs. Some scheduling problem there, and Masters Mormon Missionaries just were present for default time, and they got that win. Other than that, we saw Raccoon Banditos currently still 1-0 over Ruleless League. Haven't I haven't heard anything else yet. Haven't had that game updated, so must be pretty close. So, but let's get into this interview.
Hello.
Hello, sir. So, tell us a little bit about. So you guys had phenomenal performance. Game 1, game 2, and honestly, game 3 looked good. I thought game 3 was kind of a coin toss. I thought it was a little unfortunate that the Jacks got as fed as he did initially. But you guys actually held on a lot longer than I was going to give you credit for. So tell us kind of what the whole definitely don't give away your strats, but what the whole strategy is and how well you guys execute it. And then one of the things that I would also like to know on is do you think that because you know each other, it makes that big of a difference in how well you guys play?
Yeah, so let me address the first question, and I think it's really the draft is the conversation, and I think we won in draft, to be honest with you. Um, we got the Galio counter pick on the Akali. We have, Light is kind of our anchor in the top lane, so whatever champion he plays on, even if he's falling behind, he tends to still be useful. We had a really strong team fight, and the entire point of the team comp was ball, front to back, kill first target, and peel for ADC. It fell apart in improper fighting in the early and mid game. Like we got early objectives, which were fine. We had decent vision, but it just kind of fell apart in mid game fighting where we were going on the wrong target or the target we did go on didn't die and then they followed up. I think that the most prevalent fight that we lost was the one outside of Baron Pit when we didn't kill the Pantheon and then Jax rolls in and sweeps.
Yep. 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 I think
The,
that's
the
yep.
Go ahead.
No, I think you're right. Sorry. No, continue.
I think what was your second question?
Yeah.
Regarding
So yeah, I guess so yeah, so I did kind of ask you a three-parter. So you answered kind of how you guys played around that. You kind of addressed my question on your guys' draft strategy. You talked about that front to back ball. And I think you guys executed that really well in games 1 and 2. Like you said, game 3 fell apart a little bit. Just some mistakes here and there. You guys put up a good fight. It still looked good, and I think your guys' strategy works really well. The other question I had was, and I was really doubting this at the initial start of the game, of the series, and Solomon kind of referenced it, that you guys have played with each other and kind of knew each other, at least had some prior experience. And it looked like you did. You guys played really cohesively, and you were able to pull off a lot of plays that I didn't think you guys were going to, that teams that hadn't played together were going to. Do you think that because of your experience together, you're able to do a lot of things other teams can't, or did you guys just have a really good series? How influential is that component?
Yeah, I mean we play a lot of flex together. Gray and I have like over probably 300 games in flex or duo and solo queue together. We recently climbed to high diamond masters in flex after a few strings of good games. I think the strength is the ability to trust each other, which I think when you have, say, random people drafted into your team, even if they're good, cohesion, lack of knowledge on people's limits or understanding of the game. But it, at the same time as us having a lot of knowledge on each other, we're also trying to play how we think professionals would play. We're trying to draft how we think professionals would draft. We mimic a lot of drafts from, let's say, like LCK or LPL. The the issue with our drafts is typically in flex. A lot of times the games are fiestas. We have Jim on some heavy carry jungler, just like shit stomping enemy junglers or whatnot. Light is gapping top lane. So the games are harder because I think that the quality of enemies we're facing is a little bit higher because people are trying harder because people are in voice comms. Um, so it's just a learning experience playing against teams that are coordinated. So I think we're going to take a lot of lessons from all 3 games, but especially game 3. And I think we're going to come back in the next week stronger.
Good.
Um,
Yeah.
have you looked at the schedule at all? Are there any teams that you're or your group at least? Are there any teams in your group that you're excited to play?
Um, I'm of course excited to play all the teams because I think it's enjoyable to to figure out how to draft against different teams and different players, how to draft against different comps and different ways people view the game. I'm not particularly worried about any team, and it's no slight. I think if you go into a game worried, you're gonna set yourself up for playing behind or playing scared. Um, and I'm confident in our ability to perform. I think we just dropped the ball in game three, and of course the pseudo fearless draft, puts people off of comfort picks. Whereas as you saw in games 1 through 3, they picked a Pantheon 3 times in the jungle, and he was strong with it, right? So
Yep.
it's just something we have to adjust to.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I like that answer. I think. I mean, you answered my question really well. And that one, that's a great attitude, I must say, to have that on the teams that you're going to be facing. I mean, that's a phenomenal attitude. And I think it inspires kind of getting better and improving. I think you guys are going to be a dangerous team, especially with what I witnessed some of your team members doing. That seemed absolutely illegal to me, but they played it so well, and pulled off some crazy stuff that, yeah, I think you guys are going to be a force to reckon with this season. But I don't think I've got any more questions for you, Solomon.
I don't think I got anything else either. It was a very good series. Be fun.
All right,
I'm gonna have fun the highlights of it.
awesome. Thanks for casting, of course, and thanks for having the interview.
Of course,
Good luck with the rest
and
of the casting for the rest of the games. I hope they go well.
well, perfect. We appreciate it. Thank you, Sir Longsword.
All right, see you guys.
That's it.
I, that'll be it from us.
Yep. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to go check out the Summit Seasons thing. You can find that in our info and rules tab on the LBL in our community. You don't have to be a part of it to view it, and you don't have to be a part of Summit to play in the games. If you want to be a sub, you can totally do that without being a part of it. So go check that out, and we really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just shoot an admin DM.